Hello, people of the internet. Welcome to another WWE Fantasy Log. Fantasy Log. We are here on a Thursday night for our usual pay-per-view recap type video because this past Sunday was the WWE Elimination Chamber.
Yes, it was.
With me is Jeff.
What's up?
Unfortunately, Tiff is not with us. She may or may not join us midway. We'll find out.
Yeah. Don't hold your breath.
Well, anything's possible. She said she didn't have to be into work till 11 in the morning, so.
True.
Super early.
That doesn't mean she has the ability to stay awake.
No, but we'll see. Sometimes she wakes up and comes in mid-video. We'll see.
True.
She has the link if she does. In the meantime, let us talk about Elimination Chamber. Per the usual, being a pay-per-view video, we're not going to do any news or anything like that. We're just going to go into the pay-per-view.
Nope.
As we are wont to do.
And oh boy, do we have news and rumors this week on Saturday.
Yeah, we'll get to that. I will note, however, because it is timely relevant, I will note one news thing here. I don't normally do this, but there's a relevancy to this.
Okay.
For those of you who are been watching wrestling recently, you probably are aware that there is there was a WWE 25th anniversary of Raw situation.
Uh-huh.
And in relation to this 25th anniversary of Raw situation, you can currently go online. There is a link to ebay.com/rpp/collectibles-events/25-years-of-Raw. And you can currently bid on some autographed and other type, especially WWE merchandise from the 25th anniversary, signed by superstars, so on and so forth. Lots of WWE merch on there that you can bid on.
Cool. You should throw the link down in the description after we're done.
You see, let me just make sure these things are actually still active.
Good call.
Before I think there's time left on these. Let me see. Yes, there's apparently 3 days, 22 hours. So you have until end of the weekend to bid on this estimate. So be sure to bid on that. Variety of items, including a Stone Cold Steve Austin vest signed by Stone Cold. The signed, worn Absolution mini half T-shirts of Sonya Deville and Mandy Rose. There's also some items that are not necessarily from the 25th anniversary itself, but that are being auctioned off in relation to it. We have from NXT TakeOver Brooklyn a Finn Balor autographed piece of ladder.
Piece of ladder?
Piece of ladder.
Okay, that's random.
You can get a piece of ladder from the ladder match back when he was NXT champion.
Okay, they just had that lying around. I
guess. Yeah, 25 of them you can bid.
Well, they did cut the ladder and be like, give it to Finn, be like, sign.
Yeah, that's what they do with shit. Hello. I tell you, they put the piece of ladder in a plaque with some shit in it. Like it's like a flat piece of one step.
Okay, then.
It's a tiny little piece. But yeah, you got that. You got a Stone Cold, an Austin 316 shirt signed by Stone Cold. A Money in the Bank replica briefcase signed by Carmella.
Does anyone really want that? It's so fucking tainted.
He currently has 69 bids and is currently at a price of $2,025.
See, I think they should have done just to semi-troll the WWE universe if they wanted to auction off the Money in the Bank briefcase, they should have had James Ellsworth sign it.
That would have been funny. But you can get that. Yeah, it's worth noting currently the Stone Cold vest is at $330. The Absolution T-shirts, interestingly, Sonya Deville's is at $217. Mandy Rose's is at $810.
Well, yeah, Mandy Rose is the more popular of the two.
Yeah. The Finn Balor ladder piece is at $810. The Austin shirt is $225. The Money in the Bank briefcase is currently the most expensive item on the bid at $2,025.
Seriously?
Seriously. We have a Miz autographed Intercontinental Championship replica currently at $820.
The white belt, the one he's using?
Yep, the white belt, signed by Miz.
I would want that.
That's available. It's $820 if you got it lying around.
Dude, I'm going to Power Morphicon this year. What do you think?
Just saying. By the way, folks, if you want to more easily find these things, the seller is the official WWE shop is the name of the eBay account. So that might make it a little easier for you. We've got an Extreme Rules. You might like this. We have an Extreme Rules autographed folding chair.
Nice.
On said chair are pictured and signed by the Hardy Boys.
From which year?
From the Extreme Rules that just happened. The last one.
Oh, okay.
It's not always the last Extreme Rules when the two of them were on the poster and all Broken Man on one and then Jeff on the bottom.
How much is that going for?
$200 currently.
How many
After
days?
25 bids. Like I said, 3 days, 22 minutes on all these.
Huh. I don't know. That's a consideration item.
That's fair.
Lord knows I need something from the Hardy Boys.
Yeah.
Aside from their DVDs. I have their DVDs.
It's worth noting this collection is only the first. Another collection will be going up on WrestleMania week. Just to note that.
Of course.
We have currently $107.50 for a signed Asuka NXT TakeOver action figure.
Hmm.
We have a Raw 25 autographed commemorative mini Universal Championship belt.
Okay. By who?
Let's see. Who has signed this thing? Let's see. Let's see. Jerry Lawler, JR, HBK, Road Dogg DX.
So all the legends.
Razor Ramon.
All the legends that were at Raw 25. Fair enough.
Yeah, I think so. That's
Triple H.
Assortment of legends. Let me see what this says in the description who these actually are. Let's see. Autographed by Shawn Michaels, Razor Ramon, X-Pac, Billy Gunn, JR, Jerry Lawler. So basically the legends at the Manhattan Center minus Undertaker.
Well, he's not technically a legend. He's technically active roster.
Undertaker's a fucking legend. I don't care if he's still active.
I'm also surprised Scott Hall signed it Razor Ramon. No one's called him that in like 30 years.
Well, that's what he signed it as. We have you can get Alexa Bliss's autograph for $410, along with a limited piece of the ring from the match in which she beat Becky Lynch to win her second SmackDown Women's Championship back in February 21st of last year, Ontario, California. Go back, you piece of shit. We have a 25 years of Raw commemorative chair with all the guys pictured on it from that commemorative poster, also signed by the aforementioned legends.
Okay.
Same legends, so you can get one of those. We have a Royal Rumble special dealio here. This is an autographed piece of the Royal Rumble 2015 ring canvas, and that is autographed by Roman Reigns.
Okay.
Yes, that Royal Rumble.
Is anyone actually bidding on that Royal Rumble?
It's at $166 currently. It's got bids.
Okay, then. So not a lot of people.
Roman does have fans, let's be fair.
He does.
And lastly, I think this is the best item up for bid currently.
Are you going to bid on it?
No, I don't have that kind of money. But it's currently at $308.
Mm-hmm.
This is great. Is this so it's that one specifically. Is that really
extreme close-up?
Whoa, no. Whoa, whoa, whoa. No, I'm trying to figure out if this is legit. I realize it doesn't look legit because I'm seeing the back of it. That's what's throwing me off on this. I mean, oh no, there it is. Okay. So I guess that's interesting. Okay. That's cool. So, currently biddable for $308. You could get yourself an autograph by Braun Strowman.
Mm-hmm.
You can get yourself a piece of the neck of the base that he smashed over Elias's back.
Really?
Yes.
That's awesome. Is it signed Braun?
Let me look at the picture. No, it just says Braun Strowman.
Oh. Whenever he signs anything as Braun Strowman, he needs to put in quotes Braun in capital letters.
It's signed by Braun in the gold marker there. So you can bid on that for $308 currently.
Nice.
So 3 of those, so definitely go bid on those. Good times. So all those wonderful things, like I said, currently available for bid over onto Amazon's.
To Amazon's.
Sorry, to eBay's. To eBay's.
To eBay's.
Wrong site. I need to go check that merch out. Okay. I just wanted to mention that because obviously that's time dependent, and by the time we're here again, there's only going to be like 24 hours left. So might as well get people bidding on that now.
Yep. The link will be in the description below.
Yeah, I guess I can do that.
So keep that web page up so you can just copy and paste the link later.
Yes, boss.
All right, on to the show.
Yes. Go away.
Starting with the pre-show.
Yes, hang on.
That I didn't see.
Shit won't go away. Hang on.
Go away, shit. Go away.
What the fuck? There we go. Okay. Close that out. Let me hit this real quick. So, yeah, I'll open up the scores here. We'll take a look at where the scores are. There we go. Okay, the link is now in the description.
Oh, you put it in now. Excellent.
All right. Moving on to the program.
Indeed.
All right. We're going to look at the scores first because we do that.
Fair.
Click. Here we go. All right.
Hello, Excel spreadsheet.
So as you can see, folks, currently the lead at 47.61 is the Balor Club Worldwide, followed by the Blissful Right of Justice at 46.01, and I'm trailing back at 35.07. Still 1,000 points behind, despite, as you can see, having distinctly more people than the other teams. Figure that out.
Yeah, but how many of them are actually still, have a job?
Well, the majority of them have a job. They're just not,
or injured.
Yeah, I think they're not capable of competing right now.
And unfortunately, the universe may have decided to completely ransack your your roster yet again, which we'll cover on Saturday.
Huh?
Oh, you didn't hear the rumors.
What?
The rumors that Bork Laser walked out, and now there might not be a WrestleMania main event.
I didn't hear Bork Laser walk out. I knew he didn't come to Raw despite being advertised.
The rumor is he was there and he walked out of Raw. Okay,
why would he do this?
I don't know. I have to actually go watch the video of the news thing, but that's what people are saying is that it's not that he wasn't there, it's that he walked out. So I'm going to watch that, see if there's any validity to it, and we'll talk about that on Saturday.
All right.
So, yeah, just be forewarned. You may have just gotten screwed out of Bork Laser and his advocate.
Well, we'll find out. So let's see. Despite missing an advertised appearance on Monday's Raw and a subsequent report that he was over the number of dates in his WWE contract, Universal Champion Bork Laser will apparently be making the show on his schedule this Saturday, March 3rd in Chicago. At least that's according to his advocate, Paul Heyman. But Heyman also promised he would be in Anaheim on February 26th, and we know what happened there.
No. But we'll see. Well,
so, yeah,
I said, I'll check my news sources, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah, he may be over his date, so we'll see.
Fair. But anyway, Elimination Chamber pre-show. Please tell me what happened.
Don't anyway me. It's my show.
It's our show. You're the host, but it's our show. And don't forget that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so rumor players that Brock is over his contractually required number of dates, according to Sports Illustrated, and are far more interested in discussing his next contract than being a team player on his prior deal. So Bork walked out because they used him too much and they don't have enough contracted dates to make him show up.
Of course he is. He's a prize fighter. He's not a superstar. They should know this by now.
Yeah, well, he's going to be a prize fighter without a prize when they turn around and strip his ass of the title.
Yeah, he'll just go steal one from Dana White.
He can try, but he ain't got no opponent. John Jones is suspended for 2 years.
Yeah, so give him another opponent. There's more than one man in the UFC.
I know, but is there more than one man that's going to be A, willing to fight Brock Lesnar, and B, available to fight Brock Lesnar?
I can think of one. Someone who is supposedly going to make a UFC re-debut.
Yeah, but he's supposedly going to do it against like Floyd Mayweather or some shit.
Yeah, well, if Brock Lesnar needs an opponent, why not put him inside the octagon with someone who's actually familiar with him?
Because A, Brock will destroy him in 6 seconds, and B, that won't draw Dana White any money. Anyway, moving along, kickoff show.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I should hang on. Throw myself off here.
Mm-hmm.
Leaderboards.
Mm.
Cedric Alexander still in the lead at 427, followed by Seth freaking Rollins at 380. AJ Styles, the WWE champion, coming in at 351, followed by Finn Balor at 333, who is tied with Roman Reigns for the same. Braun Strowman, the monster among men, clocking in at 318, followed by the U.S. champ Bobby Roode at 316. Sami Zayn coming in at 279, followed by the Empress of Tomorrow, Asuka, at 272. And Cesaro and Sheamus rounding out what is a top 11 at 238 points each.
Yep. And I predict I'm about to lose my my lead here, maybe for good.
We'll find out.
Well, because this pay-per-view was all TIFF, so.
It was?
Well, let's see. She's got Asuka. She's got Roman. You have the bar, but she has Asuka. She has Roman. She has Alexa. That's 3 matches right there. 2 of them specialty matches. 1 of them the main event. So, yeah, I'm kind of fucked. I have nobody. You have the bar, so I lost that match. I literally won, like, fuck all. And literally had nobody at this pay-per-view of any worth. Matt Hardy beat Bray Wyatt. And you have Matt Hardy, so I'm completely fucked for this pay-per-view.
Yeah, shit happens. You're still going to have way more points than me, so.
Well, I'll have way more points than you. I'm not worried about you.
Yeah, well, somebody's going to take a lead, but there's still WrestleMania to go there, buddy.
Mm.
And you have the entirety of SmackDown. Of course you have fuck all. It's a Raw pay-per-view.
Well, not necessarily, not unless they decide to pull the trigger with Cena and fuck me over.
They're not going to pull a trigger on Cena. Cena's going to lose a WWE title match, and then he's going to be like, well, I tried the Raw title, I tried the SmackDown title, fuck it, Undertaker. That seems to be the plan.
That's what I hope.
I hope so, too.
Anyway, pre-show.
Pre-show.
Balor Club versus The Revival.
No.
That's the second match?
That's not the match.
Didn't they face Survivor? Who did they face? I thought they had... Oh, no, it was against the Miz Taraj, wasn't it?
Yes, it was. But first, let's go in order. Paige joins the kickoff panel and proceeds to put over Absolution while giving her predictions for Ronda Rousey's future in the WWE.
So, promo points to me.
Promo to Paige. Let me throw these in alphabetical order real quick here. All right, Paige. Where is she? There we go. 85. Bayley and Sasha then do an interview with Mike Rome, who has to stand awkwardly because he's too tall to fit in the frame otherwise.
Who the hell is Mike Rome?
It's a backstage interviewer.
Okay, then.
But he's tall. Or at least compared to Bayley and Sasha, he is. And
he should have sat down.
Yeah, well. Anyway, Mickie James then interrupts and says she'll beat them tonight and go on to WrestleMania. That's a promo to Bayley, Sasha, and Mickie. Sasha, Mickie, and Bayley. That's 74. Okay. Whoa, that's the wrong button. There we go. Next, there's a pre-tape promo from Matt Hardy about his plans to delete Bray Wyatt. Promo to Matt Hardy. who, after this match, as a result of his tangle with Bray Wyatt and Sister Abigail, can now exist in both the light and the darkness.
Okay, then.
That was his thing on Raw.
Fair.
Yes, we'll get there. The fuck? Don't me. The hell was that? Don't me.
Score.
I'm working on it. You're distracting me. Seth Rollins cut a promo at the Chamber match, emphasizing that he needs to win to go to WrestleMania.
Everyone needs to win to go to WrestleMania.
Well, that's how that works. You got to have a match to go to WrestleMania. Or if you're Carmella, a briefcase.
Or if you're Triple H, bone the boss's daughter.
If you're Triple H, own the company.
Well, he only owns the company because he boned the boss's daughter.
Yeah, still. We go to the panel. Kurt Angle comes on screen for an interview saying that Jason Jordan won't be back until after WrestleMania. And that anyone could win in the Chamber tonight, and they better be ready because Brock Lesnar is in his prime.
And only interested in money.
Yeah. Accurate. I'm almost kind of wondering if that's why they let Roman go out there and talk shit about him.
Because he pissed them off?
That might have been what happened.
Fair.
All right. So anyway, so I guess we'll throw Kurt some points because he mentioned Jason Jordan. I don't know. What do you think?
Sure. It's not like I'm getting any points for my authority figure. So what do I care?
Well, your authority figure's not on this show.
Actually, yes, he is.
Hmm?
Don't I have Triple H?
Do you?
I thought I had Triple H.
You do have Triple H, so you'll get appearance points later.
And promo points. He
and promo, yeah. You'll get promo points. Fair enough. Moving along, we have our pre-show match of the Miztourage versus the Good Brothers.
Balor Club.
Yeah, the Miztourage are handily defeated via a magic killer on Curtis Axel.
Fair.
So that happens. So the Miztourage. Where are we going up here? There we go. Miztourage didn't hit any moves because they suck. So they're just going to get 8 points each for showing up on this pay-per-view.
Sister Abigail needs to give Bo Dallas some powers and have him join the Wyatt family.
Yeah, good luck with that. You want him to be buried in eternal mid-card hell?
Well, I don't know. If he joins Bray Wyatt, I could see them having a good tag team run, taking the titles and stuff.
I will accept that, but only if it happens around the time Brother Nero returns so they can have a tag team feud.
I could see that.
All right, so this is 119 for Bo Dallas.
Besides, you asked if I want Bo Dallas buried in mid-card hell. I would say as opposed to
being guaranteed on TV every week next to the most must-see superstar in WWE history.
Yeah, instead he'd be guaranteed pretty much on TV airtime alongside his actual brother.
Who is a fucking joke at this point.
Yeah, but he's still there every week. He gets TV time every week.
Yeah, and you know what the Miz is every week? A fucking belt.
True. At least you have the honor and distinction of facing the Hardy Boys.
Fair. Moving on. So what we got here? So we got the Good Brothers. Let's see here. Who had their last tag in this match? Looks like it was Gallows, so we're going to give it to Gallows. No, Anderson tags in. That's a lie. Anderson tagged in. So Gallows goes first. Gallows will get the 8 points. Let's see. He'll get 15 for being on the winning team. He'll get the base 8. Is 23 and 4 moves is 27 points to Luke Gallows. Of 157. And then Carl Anderson is going to get 30 points for winning a pay-per-view match, actually. He'll get the base 8 to 38. And he'll get 1 for participating in the Magic Killer at the end of the match. Is 39 points to Carl Anderson. It's 78 and 9. It's 78. Is 187. Yeah. Okay. So, following this match, the Revival cut a promo from the back saying that that's not real tag team wrestling, and they're going to show them how it's done. Promo to the Revival.
Okay, then.
I don't know. 372.
I find it funny that they're cutting that promo against one of the most decorated tag teams in the world.
Yeah.
So you just cut a promo on the Bullet Club telling them they don't know tag team wrestling. Yeah, good luck with that.
Didn't happen in WWE. Doesn't count.
You
know Vince's policy.
Yeah, fuck Vince and his policy.
Yeah. Anyway. Next up, we go back to the panel. Video package about Ronda Rousey. Video package about the chamber matches. And we segue into our pay-per-view proper.
Fair.
We are welcomed by the commentary team.
Oh, by the way, do we have Ronda at the bottom? Did we add her to the roster? Nope, you're going to want to do that.
Yep.
And you may as well retroactively give her promo points for the Rumble.
Get it.
Cool. You know we're going to be fighting over her.
Yeah, it'll be what it is.
Did we want to include Steph as an active roster member since she's basically in this feud now and probably going to wrestle Ronda Rousey?
True.
Because I noticed she's not on the roster. That's why I asked.
Yeah, we'll throw her down there. What the hell? Well, technically she's going to get those later, but I'll give it to her for now. All right.
Well, she's going to get more than that. She gets a move point.
Is that an official move for her?
Yes, it's a signature move of hers.
Fair enough.
She does that and the pedigree.
Fair enough. Anyway, we'll open up the pay-per-view proper with the first ever Women's Elimination Chamber match for the WWE Raw Women's Championship. You may review.
Oh, I thought you were going to go through the recap first, and then I would review while you're scoring it. But okay.
Okay, we can do that.
Because it's kind of hard to review the match when you haven't told the people what happened in the match.
If the people are watching this, they presumably saw the match.
True.
But yeah, so Bayley and Sonya Deville started the match off. Fought around for a while. Next out was Mandy Rose. Absolution double team Bayley. But she managed to hit splashes on both of them in the corners and kind of hold her own for a little while. But then she got double teamed and beat up until Sasha came out and it turned into a 2-on-2 fight. Sasha manages to lock Mandy Rose in a bank statement when Sonya tries to break it up. Bayley takes her out, and so Mandy Rose taps out. Mickie James comes out next and starts fighting with Sasha.
Did you want to score Mandy Rose since she is eliminated?
I'll score them all at the end.
Oh, okay, because I thought usually in like elimination matches you score them as they're being eliminated.
You just told me you wanted to recap and then score while you were reviewing. Make up your mind.
Fair.
What do you want?
Continue. Yeah, well, then that's our show. Good night, folks. Anyway. Go ahead.
So, as I was saying,
Mm-hmm.
do you want me to score while I'm doing it and then you can review it?
We could do that if you want.
All right, fine.
For this match, anyway.
All right, so Mandy Rose is the first out, and she did fuck all.
She looked good out there. She had some moves.
Not that we're officially listed in the recap.
Oh, I don't know if she had like signature moves or not. I don't know what her moves are, but she did some pretty good moves out there.
All right. Well, anyway,
I will say Absolution looked good out there.
Fair. So let's see. At base level, let's see here. So this is a pay-per-view match, which is 8 points. It's a specialty, which is 3, which is 8, 9, 10, that's 11. And technically there's no weapons because the thing is weapons. So yeah, I guess 11 is the base.
Mm-hmm.
All right, that's 11 and a base. So that it'll be 11 points to Mandy Rose. All right. All right, let's see. Next up, Mickey James comes in and starts fighting with Sasha and then fighting with Bayley. Hits a boot on Sonya, goes for a DDT on Bayley, but Sasha saves her. Mickey drops all the ladies again. Sonya manages to slam her into a wall until Bayley drops her. And they all continue going on until Mickey manages to climb to the top of a pod and hit a flying Thez press off the pod onto Sonya Deville and then pin her for the 3 count.
Mm-hmm. That was a pretty impressive move. I will say, what was that with Mickey James's ring gear?
Ow.
Am I the only one who took one look at that and immediately thought Glamazon?
Yeah, a little bit.
Like, I like the fact that they decided not to give her, like, the flared bottoms. That was a good call. She looked great in the outfit. Did they have to give her Beth Phoenix's headdress? That's all I'm saying.
Apparently they did.
That looked weird.
Anyway, Sonya will have the base 11 and 1 move is 12 points to Sonya Deville.
Mm-hmm.
36, 146. Bam. Rolling on. After this, Bayley hits a Bayley to belly on Sasha, and then one on Mickey, and then pins Mickey for the 3 count.
Fuck you, Bayley.
So Mickey James will get the base 11 and 5 moves. Well, technically 2 moves and 3 for the elimination on Sonya. So that'd be 5, so that's going to be 16 points to Mickey. No. 155. All right. All right, so it's down to Sasha, Bayley, and Alexa is still in her pod. So Sasha and Bayley take a breather and seem to verbally, yet through hand gestures, agree that they're gonna take a minute and wait for Alexa to come out. They're going to eliminate her before going after each other. This does not last.
Mm-hmm.
So when Alexa's pod opens, she tries to hide in the pod, but eventually has to slip out the other side as they continue trying to claw in to get her. She climbs up the top of the cage, is cornered by both ladies on top of the cage, and eventually they throw her off. And they end up on the other side, and Sasha pretends to help Bayley onto the roof of the pod, but then kicks her down onto the floor of the chamber. All 3 women continue fighting. There's some spears in the corner. Sasha ends up at a tree of woe. At one point, gets stomped on by Bayley. Bliss superplexes Bayley off the corner. Sasha gets to her feet and climbs up top and hits a frog splash on Bayley, but only gets a 2 out of it. She then drops Alexa and goes up top, but Bayley runs in and hits a Bayley to belly off of the top onto Sasha Banks. But before she can pin her, Alexa runs over and rolls Bayley up from behind and pins her. So that's Bayley, who will have the base 11 and 6 move points is 17 points to Bayley. 190. And that leaves Bliss and Sasha, who went back and forth. Alexa went for several twisted Blisses, one of which she ate knees on, the other of which she actually connected on the floor.
Off the top of the pod.
Off the top of the pod.
Which was fucking impressive.
Which Sasha immediately no-sold and then put Alexa in a bank statement.
That was a great counter.
Mm-hmm. They fight back into the ring, and eventually Bliss manages to hit Sasha with a DDT off of the top turnbuckle for the 3 count.
Yep.
Her finisher DDT there, resulting in Alexa Bliss retaining the Raw Women's Championship. So, Sasha Banks will have the base 11. 7 moves is 18, and 3 for the elimination of Hoosie earlier in the match. It is 21 points to Sasha. $98 to 208. And then Alexa Bliss is going to get herself 30 points for winning this match. She's going to get herself 10 for winning a specialty match is 40. She's going to get the base 11 is 51. She's going to get 5 moves is 56. And then the final elimination.
She has 2 eliminations.
Right, 2 eliminations is another 6. So I lost count. So it's 40, 51, 5 is 56. So 66 points to Alexa then. Oh, wait, hang on. 66 and 25 for a retention of the Raw Women's Championship. Is 86 and 5 is 91 points to Alexa Bliss.
God damn. And we haven't even gotten to Roman yet. Jesus Christ.
Yep. Let me see here. That's 81 plus 91. Alexa Bliss at 172. All right.
Now, this match was a good match. It was a very good match. They all looked good out there. I will say props to Alexa for actually really looking good out there and for modifying her DDT because, she didn't want to actually kill Sasha Banks. So she turned it into more of a top rope execution instead of, the actual DDT.
On this day, I see clearly.
Yep. It was impressive. The impressive part was that she pulled it off because she's so goddamn short. I was surprised she could reach that far up. And she almost couldn't. She barely managed to reach up there to grab her to do it. I was like, wow. The only problem I had with this match was the fact that the turn made no goddamn sense. We knew it was coming. We knew Sasha and Bayley were probably going to turn each other more. Sasha was probably going to turn on Bayley. But her actually doing it made no sense. Because if you think about who's left in the match, why would you turn on Bayley? She's the least amount of threat here. She was like one of the first people in the match. If anything, you want to take out Alexa Bliss, who's the fresh competitor, and then Bayley's like no threat because she pretty much has no stamina left. But no, you're going to go turn on Bayley and then get your ass kicked by Alexa. It's like that. Why would you do this? That seems really stupid and illogical. Besides, if you're really that pissed off at Bayley and stuff, would it not have been more appropriate for the two of you to eliminate Alexa Bliss and then if you're Sasha Banks, turn around and beat Bayley for the title? Would that not have sent a much better message than I'm just going to turn on you for no reason because I'm an idiot?
Evil is dumb.
Evil is very dumb. And I will say good is very dumb too, as we'll get to at the end of this night.
Yeah. Anywho. So post-match, Alexa Bliss cuts a promo.
No, you're not going to give your opinions?
No. It's a good match. thought all the women did a great job representing the first ever chamber. I thought it was good. The one thing that annoyed me is they spent weeks building up this whole Alexa and Mickey are friends thing now, and then Mickey gets eliminated and removed before Alexa gets out of her pod. And it's like, okay, you just defeated your entire point in doing that.
Yep. Oh, you need to give Paige points, by the way.
Okay.
She came down with absolution.
Okay.
When they came out, so she needs to get accompaniment points.
That's fair.
But yes, I agree with you on that.
So after the match, Alexa cut a promo.
She cut a damned good promo.
She did. Talk about the promo. I'm going to give her promo points.
Fair enough. The promo was amazing because Renee went into the ring and interviewed her and was basically like, congratulations on winning the title. What does this mean to you? Blah, blah, blah. And she starts the promo off like all emotional and starting to cry and stuff. And then on a dime switches to heel Alexa Bliss and is like, and that's why you're never going to achieve your dreams. And it's like, damn. Like if you watch that promo, that's almost a masterclass on how to cut a promo. It was so good. I was like, okay, yes. I mean, I knew she was good on the mic, but goddamn. She's quite possibly one of the best heels in the business right now. Like her and the Miz, probably the top two heels and mic people in the business right now, like on the active roster. And the thing is, even though she did that, people still love her. Like even though she, cut basically a heel promo, she didn't garner a lot of boos. And I think that says a lot about her. So, amazing promo. What do you think, Jim?
I agree. I mean, I knew where the promo was going as soon as she started it.
How did you know?
Because it's what she always does.
But she's so good at it.
She is, but it's what she always does. Like it was completely out of nowhere. All of a sudden she's all emotional and shit, and I'm like, no, you're gonna snap heel. This is your thing that you do. You've done this before. I'm not falling for this. And then bam, like yeah, exactly. That's what I told you.
Which is fair.
Yep.
I don't think that made it any worse, though.
Fair enough.
I don't know. Did you think it took away from the promo knowing what was coming?
No, still a really good promo.
All right, moving on.
Yep. Okay. So, following this, we see Kurt Angle in the back knocking on Ronda Rousey's locker room door and then entering. Not going to score that. It's not worth it.
No.
And we then have a Raw Tag Team Championship match of The Bar defending against Titus Worldwide.
This was actually a pretty good match.
It was. Titus and Apollo put up an excellent fight, even though they were inevitably unsuccessful.
We don't just set the bar. We are the bar. And we're apparently Saiyans. Fusion ha.
Yes. Anyway. So yes, the bar came out successfully via Apollo eating a double team. So there you go. So Dana Brooke will get accompaniment points.
Yep. Also, Apollo now sporting beard.
Yep.
Which looked a little bit weird, but fair enough.
Yeah. You know what? Even though he's not in WWE anymore, you're not allowed to say anybody else's beard looks weird because Tyson Tomko still exists.
Fair enough.
He just goes by Tomko now, but he's still out there. Anyway, so let's do
And in honor of Tyson Tomko, or Tomko. No.
Fair. Anyway, Apollo and Titus will score first. Apollo got no move points, as far as I can gather, which is unfortunate.
Pretty sure he did some moves.
What moves did he do?
Well, number one, he basically did a tope suicida on both of them outside the ring.
Not on his list.
Really? He doesn't have like a dive through the ropes move?
Nope, probably should, but doesn't.
Oh, that's weird.
Yep. He has his finisher and like 3 moves. He doesn't really have a big list.
Does he have any aerial moves? Because I know he did some aerial moves.
What kind of aerial moves?
I don't know, shit off the top rope. Like some sort of a splash or something. Because he did it, and then he went for a standing shooting star, and that got countered.
Yeah, the standing shooting star is a signature.
Yes, I know that, but he did like an actual aerial move off the top rope first and hit with that, and then went for the shooting star. And
yeah, but like most of his shit is the standing shit.
Oh, weird. Okay, fair enough.
Let me see here. I'll just pop that up real fast. Boop.
Because he did a lot of stuff.
Paul's always had a beard. What are you talking about? There's a picture of May 20th from back last May with a beard.
Really? I guess I don't remember him having a beard.
He has a beard. Anyway, yeah, he has his 2 finishers, and then he's got a vertical suplex, an enziguri, a Samoan drop, a jumping clothesline, and the standing shooting star.
Oh.
Those are his maneuvers.
Fair enough.
All right.
That makes me sad.
It does. But anyway, Apollo's going to get 8 points for being on this pay-per-view.
Can he get a point for the double team with Titus?
There was a double team with Titus?
I think they did at least one. Oh yeah, one. Well, I guess that's the bar assault. Well, actually, they both fought. Would they not also get out of match assault points for the pre-match assault? Because they fought before the match began.
I guess, but it was in, I don't know, it was in the lead up to a match, but...
Because the bar jumped them before the bell rang, and then they fought back and got him in the ring and tried to take advantage of that once the bell rang.
No, they jumped the bar.
No, the bar jumped them.
Before the opening bell, Cruz and Titus dropped Sheamus to Cesaro and hit a double clothesline.
Oh. Fair enough. Okay, so yeah, so would they not get assault points?
I guess. As I was saying, Apollo gets the base 8 and then 4 for that, so it's 12 points to Apollo. Titus. Gets the base 8. This junk. Go. Titus gets the base 8 and 2 moves is 10, and then the 4 assault is 14 points to Titus.
Fair. Clash of the Titus.
Yep. And then the Bar retained their tag team championships. As far as I can tell, they didn't do much either.
Nope.
But they did end it with a double team maneuver, which I'm assuming is one of their double team maneuvers. So, let's see. Who was the legal man at match end? Looks like it was Cesaro. Okay. So then Sheamus will get 15 points for being on the winning team. He'll get 8 points for competing at a pay-per-view is 23. And 1 move is 24 points to Sheamus.
Retention of tag titles.
Getting there.
No, you didn't, because you ended Sheamus, I'm like, you didn't give him points for retaining the tag titles.
Hang on. Jesus. 15 on the retention of the tag titles is 34. It's 39. 8 and 9 is 277. Cesaro was going to get 30 points for winning a match. I get 15 for the tag titles is 45. The base 8 is 53. One move is 54 points to Cesaro. Whereas 84 and 8 is 292. Okay. Back into the top for Cesaro. All right. They then celebrate with their titles after the match as Dana Brooke checks on Titus and Apollo.
Mm-hmm.
Good stuff. All right. We have a video package of the Nia Jackson. Well, did you want to review the tag team match first?
Like I said, I thought it was a pretty good match. Good tag team moves. It told a good story in the ring. I wish Titus Worldwide had gotten in more offense, but they did okay. Wish they'd have won, but I think they needed to win. But fuck WWE.
I think they might be building Titus Worldwide up to win the quote-unquote boyhood dream at WrestleMania.
You think they're going to give them one more match?
I think so.
Because they gave them an immediate rematch on Raw, and they lost that.
That is true. That was a 2 out of 3 falls match too.
Yeah.
So maybe that was just a blow off, and it's going to be the revival.
That would be weird though, heel and heel, because we'll cover this on Saturday, but the promo that the Bar cut after beating Titus Worldwide was, we've beaten everyone there is to beat on Raw. Now what do we do that there's no competition here? There's no one that we haven't beaten.
They've never beaten the revival.
Yeah, they don't know that.
Which is why they're probably going to come out and be like, you didn't beat us.
Except aren't the revival neck deep in a feud against the Balor Club?
Not really. Kind of, maybe.
Well, after the promo they cut at Elimination Chamber.
Yeah, well.
Like I said, again, that'd be kind of weird, heel versus heel feud going into WrestleMania. I don't know that WWE would do that.
Yeah, but the Bar are barely heel. People love the Bar.
Yeah.
I mean, unless they're going to call a tag team up from NXT to fight them, I don't know what's going to happen there.
Yeah, well.
All right. So.
That's why I think they need to put Bo Dallas with Bray Wyatt, and they're like, there's no competition here for us on Raw. You know, we've beaten everybody, and then you just hear, follow the buzzards. Run.
No, you're
Or that, yeah.
Be interesting. Anyway.
Yes, anyway.
Anyway, indeed. So.
Or they could just have Finn Balor come out and be like, you haven't beaten me.
Yeah, but then he doesn't have a partner. It's just kind of weird.
He has his pick of 2.
Yeah, but that would be a weird combination. Why would they do that when it could be just the Good Brothers? And again, you mentioned they're already dealing with that revival thing.
That's true. That's true.
It's damn true. Anyway, Nia Jax versus Asuka.
I have to disagree with you on this match. Unless you've changed your mind on it.
Nah, it just wasn't that good of a match.
I thought it was an excellent match.
Their styles did not mesh at all.
I actually thought it worked very well. I thought this did exactly what it needed to do. It told a good story in the ring. And I felt it did a good job, despite the fact that, as I pointed out to you in our conversations, both Asuka and Nia Jax are protected superstars. But I felt they protected them well in this match while still showcasing, because Asuka wins, she retains her undefeated streak, but Nia came out looking really good. In fact, I would go so far as to say this is probably Nia's best match since at least being on the main roster. I didn't really ever see her on NXT, but since the main roster, all the matches I've seen her in, this is probably the best match I've seen her wrestle. Like, I was actually interested, and seeing her wrestle was actually kind of refreshing because, well, she actually wrestled. Because everyone else she's ever wrestled on the main roster, it's been all but squash matches, or they've had to protect her so hard that she was basically a joke. But in this one, it was a straight up one-on-one, and she was actually either allowed to do moves that she wasn't allowed to do on other superstars because Asuka could take it, or she actually has improved that much over the last year or however long she's been on the main roster, a year or two. Because she pulled out moves I've never seen her pull out, like the flip senton. I was like, holy shit, I didn't know she could do that. Like, she was actually pretty damned quick, and pulling out shit I've never seen her pull out. So I thought this was a damn good match for Nia. And I think it bodes well for the future of Nia, and it's still protecting Asuka's undefeated streak. And it also shows weakness in Asuka, because by the end of this match, she is the most effectively defeated as we've ever seen her. She was barely standing on her feet. And that's great storytelling, because that's building into her undefeated streak snapping, and it's showing that there's chinks in her armor, that with every match that she wrestles and every competitor she goes up against, it's getting harder and harder and harder for her, and she's becoming more and more tired and damaged through the matches, to the point that eventually she's going to get into a match that she just can't win, because either she doesn't have it in the tank, or someone has just figured out where all the chinks in the armor are and just go straight for it. Nia almost beat her. Like I said, she was barely standing after the match, and I assume it's Asuka's skill in selling, because she looked completely fucking dead on her feet afterwards. And if that was a sell job, then she was selling like hell, dude. The fact that she barely made it out of that one alive. And that, again, is great storytelling on WWE's part, that every successive match, she's selling, being more and more thrashed. And that's going to make the moment when someone finally defeats her and ends that undefeated streak, this consistent selling from Asuka and the actually good booking and storytelling of this feud, or not this feud, but of this storyline of her undefeated streak, that's what's going to sell that moment of whoever beats her, and it's going to make that moment even better. So I actually really love this match, because it did what it needed to do, and it made both women look good, and it made the storyline look good. Like, this is one of the few times where I'll be like, okay, I give creative props for actually putting a story together well and telling it properly. That's pretty much all I have to say about that, Jim. I don't know. What do you think? You think I'm completely off base with that?
You have a solid argument there. I don't know. I just felt like it wasn't that good of a match. It was slow. It was plotting. The audience wasn't involved.
That is true. But then again, the audience wasn't involved from the beginning. Like, even when Asuka came out, she barely got a reaction.
Right, which is a problem. Neither of these ladies was engaging the audience. No one cared. It doesn't matter how good you're wrestling. If the audience doesn't give a shit, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, that's true. I think the audience actually began to care by the end of it as the match progressed. But I mean, I can understand that.
Yeah, and I don't know. I feel like I feel like it would have been a better match. Their styles just didn't mesh, and I just felt like it didn't really work. That, Asuka couldn't do 80% of what she normally does purely because of Nia's size, and it worked for Nia showcasing her power and whatnot, but I think it made Nia look. You know, they brought Strowman to Nia, and that's the problem. Is they had her all this over. She was dominating Asuka through large portions of the match, had the power game, had her number, and yet still lost. It's exactly what they did with Braun at the end of the night. We're going to get there.
Yeah, I could see that. And that is a valid argument. But I still maintain this is probably the best match I've seen her wrestle, just because I think while they did that with Braun, they also did the good things they've done with Braun, like in the matches where they actually let him wrestle. Like in the match later in the night where they actually let him do a full-on fucking frontal drop kick to Roman Reigns, which what the fuck, he never does that to anyone. That's like, even Roman size, he doesn't usually do it to. He'll do it to like fucking Brock Lesnar or The Big Show. And to me, that's what they did right with this, where they let Nia actually do moves that she wouldn't dare do to anyone else because she'd snap them in half or fucking kill them. But for whatever reason, Asuka can take it. Or, like I said, maybe she just finally developed the ability to do the moves. But she looked good out there. She looked crisp. But I could totally see your argument about, you know, them building her up just to lose. But that goes back to the same problem they have with Braun Strowman, is in that you have superstars you're trying to protect, and you have a creative team that doesn't know how to protect them. And you have a booking department that doesn't book them to be protected. But I think, unlike Braun Strowman, I felt that the story they were telling with Nia Jax worked for the story they were telling with Asuka, because the whole point of this match was to show weakness in Asuka, to show chinks in her armor, to show that she could, in fact, be defeated by someone proper, and to show that, you know, with raw brute force, you can, you know, dig chunks of armor off of her. That's huge. To show that she was almost dead at the end of the match, that goes so far in the storytelling of her undefeated streak and of her, it kind of the depth of her character, because it's like, okay, well, now we know she has weakness. Now we know that, you know, Nia Jax could have beaten her if one thing went this way or one thing went that way. Like, she didn't get off that cross arm breaker. She won out of pure desperation. So while normally their styles kind of clash and wouldn't work too well, because of the story they were trying to tell, these two styles is exactly what you needed. You needed the powerhouse of Nia Jax just beating up and destroying Asuka to show the chinks in the armor. You needed Asuka to face someone that she ordinarily wouldn't face and say, okay, Asuka, how are you going to beat this person? To show that she's trying her usual stuff and it's not working, and she had to resort to desperation. It's storytelling. Is it good storytelling? That's debatable. I think it works. You probably think it didn't work, and that's fair.
Yep. Fair enough. All right. So, Nia Jax is going to get points for this.
I also have to say, I love the pre-match, like, backstage thing with Nia Jax, right as she was coming out. That was brilliant.
Okay.
Do you remember that?
Nope.
It opens and you see Asuka's white mask with the green shit under the eyes. And it's just sitting against this black background, and you don't know what it is until you see a boot come in and step on it, and you realize the mask is sitting on the ground and the black is concrete. And it's Nia's boot that just steps on the mask and crushes it. And then it pans up to, you know, to show the full, you know, they do the kind of Dutch angle with Nia Jax, and then she comes walking out. I thought that was a brilliant build up to the match. I was like, ooh, now that's good storytelling. I like that. She didn't have to say a word. She just stepped on the mask, ceremoniously being like, I'm going to crush Asuka. I'm going to step all over her undefeated streak.
And then you didn't. So good job. Anyway.
Yeah. And then it led to Asuka unveiling a new mask.
Yeah. So anyway, Nia Jax. So Nia Jax, let's see, 8 points for competing. 3 moves is 11. Well, technically 6 moves, I should say, is 14. Wait. 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, yeah, 14. And then, so that's 14, and then 5 for the post-match OMG through the barricade.
Yep.
Is 19 points to Nia.
Mm.
Would you also get post-match assault? Because it led right out of the match. It didn't really stop, but...
I would say yes, because didn't she like beat Asuka up a little bit before she pulled her out of the ring and rammed her through the barricade?
Yeah. Okay. That's 23 to Nia then. 53 goes 156. All right.
I would also say the other thing this match did really well was the fact that Asuka didn't win off of a finisher. She won off of a roll-up because she threw literally everything she had at Nia, and Nia just took everything and overpowered half of it.
Mm-hmm.
And so that, that just really goes to show that, even Asuka can throw everything she has at someone and still come up short. And that she won out of desperation and luck.
Yes. But at the same time, that also shows that Nia Jax could be beaten by Kelly Kelly.
Anybody can be beaten by Kelly Kelly.
Fair. Did not expect we'd be putting over Kelly Kelly tonight. Okay. Why not? Asuka gets 30 points for winning a match, 8 for being in it is 38. And 4 moves is 42 points to Asuka. Because no one is ready for Asuka.
Nia Jax was. She just wasn't ready for the most un-Asuka move ever of the roll-up.
Yeah. Let's see, that's 30 is going to be 300. And let's see, 312, 314. Okay. Bam, top 10. All right, Alexa Bliss is shown watching on a monitor in the back.
Yeah.
Roman Reigns does an interview where he says he's giving everyone in WWE a spoiler alert. He's winning tonight and then taking the Universal title from Lesnar at WrestleMania.
Yep. Which, as he said in the Raw talk, he stole that from Paul Heyman.
Good for him.
Yep. The whole, it's not a prediction, it's a spoiler alert. Heyman was the first one to say that in a promo.
Fair enough. Yeah, spoiler alert. All those plans make you look good are fucked, Roman. Brock's gone.
Potentially, yeah.
Potentially up. We have a video package looking over the Bray versus Matt feud.
Yes.
Yeah, you're doing that too low into your throat.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
No, I was trying not to be annoying, but anyway. I like how that package ended with the overlay of the two of them laughing. I thought that worked really well.
Yeah. It was a good package. And then we have Woken Matt Hardy versus Bray Wyatt.
Am I the only one who loved Matt Hardy's gear?
Wasn't bad.
I loved it. I thought it looked awesome.
That's fair.
I thought it looked better than his red gear, personally.
Fair.
And I like the fact that on the back it actually says House Hardy.
Nice. I missed that.
That's cool. Delete.
Also,
delete.
Yeah. Related note to that.
Mm-hmm.
Can we get Matt an entrance that doesn't suck?
Right? Can we get him theme music that doesn't suck?
Yeah, that too. That's part of the entrance.
Yeah. Because, like, the song itself, for the most part, not terrible. As I said before, I don't think it quite fits his gimmick, but it's not a terrible song. But everything else around it, the laugh and everything, is just, oh my god.
Yeah.
Love is Titantron, though. The fact that it all says delete, I think that's cool.
It's okay.
But yeah, he needs a better everything, except for ring gear. He's got good ring gear.
Yeah.
And he needs to stop letting WWE dictate his promos, because he does the laugh way too long and way too shrill.
Uh-huh. Anyway. So, Woken Matt Hardy does come out of this match victorious. For the
I'd also like to
Hardy.
say the WWE Universe gave zero shits about this match and about Matt Hardy or Bray Wyatt.
Yeah, pretty much.
The only reason the crowd reacted at all is because, well, he's Matt Hardy. And while they may think the gimmick of Woken Matt is complete shit, they still love Matt Hardy, and they love the delete chant. That's the only reason there was any life in the crowd at all during this match.
Pretty much. But because they've seen this shit. It's just been a bunch of back and forth on-screen promos and nothing. They've done nothing to build this thing up.
Exactly.
JR and King built this up more during the course of that one match of Raw 25 than the entire rest of the feud.
Yes, they have. And that's why King and JR are infinitely better than any broadcasting team that's come since then.
Yeah. I don't know. I will give credit to Corey Graves. I think he can hold his own with Jerry Lawler.
I think Corey Graves is fine, but I said commentary team.
That's fair.
I think if you put Corey Graves with somebody competent, like Mauro Ranallo, I think they could do decently. I think they could do not as good as King and JR, but I think they could at least properly build up feuds and properly build up superstars. But you have to realize he's sitting next to Michael Cole. I'm sorry, that's not doing him any favors.
Yes, but I'm going to make a point here. I'm going to go out of my way to make a point here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to say something a little controversial. Michael Cole is not a bad commentator. Because for years, Michael Cole play-by-played SmackDown, and he was very, very good at it. Michael Cole's skill didn't disappear overnight. Michael Cole got moved to Raw, and when he became the number one, they ruined him by giving him that whole stupid, we're going to make you a heel and have a match against Jerry Lawler bullshit. And number two, it's the fact that Michael Cole is scripted to all ungodly hell.
And he can't keep the names and moves straight.
Exactly. There's so much shit being yelled in his ear and thrown up on his screen and everything else, he can't keep up with it all, and it makes him look like a moron. Back on SmackDown, when he was the voice of SmackDown, back when JR was still handling Raw, back when Michael Cole was the voice of SmackDown, he was a good play-by-play guy. He did good work next to JBL, next to Paul Heyman, next to whoever was there. He did good work. Next to Taz, for God's sake.
Yeah. Well, you know why?
Why?
Because Taz, you see, Taz did something that commentators nowadays are scared to do. And I think Cole, being the veteran, needs to take a page out of Taz's commentating book. Because Taz has said in an interview, he regularly just ignored Vince McMahon. He was like, no, fuck that shit. I'm going to do my job. Fuck you. I don't have time to listen to your bullshit. So, you know, he would listen to what he needed to listen to, but a lot of times he outright admitted he would just ignore Vince McMahon yelling shit in his ear and fucking commentate.
Which is fun, but the thing is, Taz could, back in that era, Taz could get away with that because Taz was good, and because if shit would hit the fan and Taz got fired, Taz had other places he could go, and he could go be a wrestler if he had to make a living. Michael Cole has this and nothing. Yeah, Michael Cole has a journalistic background, but let's be honest, if Michael Cole were to get fired from the WWE tomorrow, you would never see him again.
True.
Michael Cole is Vince McMahon's bitch because Michael Cole has no other option. Now, if we get to the point where Triple H is yelling in his ear and not Vince, yeah, I think his commentary might improve, but we'll have to wait and see.
Potentially. But then I have to ask you, are they only yelling in his ear? Because Coach is fucking amazing. Coach is awesome, and he's always been awesome. And he's just gotten better with age because of his time over at ESPN. You know,
Coach and Corey Graves are awesome, but that's the thing. They're the color guys. They're the guys that are allowed to go off point and have characters and be entertaining because Cole is the one being screamed in his ear to keep them on point and to keep the commentary rolling.
Yeah. Coach also has the benefit of having called matches and commentated alongside King and JR.
Yeah, that too.
Back in the Attitude Era, and he's actually amazing at the play-by-play stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And like King and JR, I think this is where he learned the most from them. If you ever actually listen to his commentary during the matches, of the three, he's the one that's putting over the feuds, the superstars, talking them up, building them up. Not Graves or Cole, Coach. That's how good Coach is.
Fair enough.
I think Graves, the biggest mistake they've made is they made Graves color. They need to make him play-by-play, because Corey Graves is excellent at play-by-play. Because as a wrestler, he knows the moves. He spots the moves instantly because he's seen them or he's done them.
Mm-hmm.
And the biggest mistake they ever did was put him on color, in my opinion. If what they need to do, they need to get rid of Cole, make Corey Graves a play-by-play, and put him with Coach as the color. Problem solved, because those two together in those roles, they can put over any match.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. I like Corey Graves on color, if only because Corey Graves did what Jerry Lawler was very good at, and that's making you feel emotion toward the varying superstars by projecting their own.
That's true.
Corey Graves, one way or another, made you feel emotions about Enzo Amore every time he came to that ring. Whether it's made you hate him more because you agree with Corey Graves, or made you like Enzo more just to spite Corey Graves because Graves was complaining about him. One way or another, you had strong feelings about Enzo because of Corey Graves, and a lot of other superstars are that way too. Corey is very good about getting stars over just by being the person who either likes or hates superstars, and you reacting to his feelings accordingly.
That's fair. Maybe he should do both then, because like I said, he's excellent at the play-by-play stuff because he just recognizes the moves instantly.
He is. He's very good at that as well, and it could be either way. But we'll just either way. Let's move on.
If you really want him on color, you could put Coach on play-by-play because he's good enough. He can do that.
Yeah, it could work either way. If anything, what should happen is let Corey and Coach do what they're doing. Just replace Cole with Ronaldo, and you'll be fine.
If you really want a 3-person team, sure. Yeah, you could have Ronaldo be the play-by-play. That would work. Absolutely.
You well-researched bastard. Anyway. He has not done a marker mark in a long time. Anyway.
Yeah, he's not been doing that as much.
Yeah, moving along. Although, on an interestingly unrelated note, I give full credit to somebody in the this is for I'll mention it to you later. It's not super relevant here, but I'll mention it later. Anyway, so Matt Hardy and Bray Wyatt.
Fair.
Because it's funny, but it's not relevant to this at the moment, and we don't need to go off track. So Bray Wyatt is going to get himself, let's see.
Yeah, if you want to talk about a match that was a piss break, unnecessary kind of shit match, this is it.
Fair. Bray Wyatt is going to get himself 8 points for being here at this pay-per-view event. And he is going to get himself another 5 in moves. It's going to be 13 points to Bray Wyatt.
Did you count the crab walk as a signature?
No, because it's a taunt, not a move.
Well, usually it leads into a move, but because of what happened, he stopped and was like, "The fuck?"
Yeah, no, the crab walk has always been a taunt. In the game, it's a taunt.
I will say that was the best part of the match. It's the only part of the match that was actually interesting. Where he does the crab walk and Hardy's like, yes, applause. He's like, WWE Universe, applaud, applaud. And Bray Wyatt just gets this, what the fuck look on his face. It's brilliant. That was brilliant storytelling of Matt Hardy using the mind games against Bray Wyatt. That and the beginning of the match where the lights go out and it comes back up and Bray Wyatt's in the ring and Matt Hardy's gone. All you see is his coat. I love that. That was awesome.
Yeah.
I see what you mean now about the let's plant the camera in Bray Wyatt's ass for 2 minutes.
Yeah.
That was awkward.
Yeah.
And Cole, just stop trying to sell stuff, please. Because when Matt Hardy did the jumping attack, Cole's like, where did he come from? I'm like, well, you couldn't see him walk over there, really? It's like, no one's buying that you didn't see him, Cole.
Well, no, realize, here's the thing. The thing you have to realize about that, and this is one of those ropes that Vince has tied around Michael Cole.
Mm.
I don't know if you know what the commentary rules are.
Not off the top of my head.
One of the main commentary rules is if you've ever looked at a commentary desk, if you ever picture, like, let's say a guy is tearing apart a commentary desk because he's going to slam another guy through it. When a guy's tearing apart a commentary desk, what does he typically have to remove from the desk after taking off that flimsy-ass plastic top piece?
Everything. Papers, drinks.
Yeah, but specifically, that's one of the major thing that has to be removed, not counting the tiny shit.
The monitors.
Right, there's monitors built into the desk. The monitors are showing the commentators what's being seen on television. The commentators are not allowed to discuss anything that's not currently being seen by the television viewer for fear of the television viewer being confused. So part of the rules is the commentators can't address it, and even if it's happening 2 feet in front of their face, they can't address it if it's not on screen. That's why it has to be told, oh, Matt Hardy came out of nowhere off the stairs because it was off screen, so they can't have seen it.
Fair.
That's a rule. So that's why they react that way, even though we're all like, no, we know he was right there. They can't say it because they're trying to play it up as the TV audience is seeing it, not as they're seeing it in person.
Right, because they're commentating for TV. That makes sense. Fair.
Indeed. So anyway, let's see. It is still awkward, but it is what it is. Let's go back here. So we gave we gave Bray his points, right? Did I give Bray his points? Whoa, jumping around. What did I do?
Yes, you gave Bray his points.
I don't think I gave Bray his points because it's not going back.
Okay, well, I know you talked about the points, and I thought I saw you give him the points. Maybe not. Fine, give me more points. I'm fine with that.
No, I'm. Shut up. Hang on. Let me go back down to Roman. Where's Bray's points? He's still 157. Why did you jump down to Roman? That was weird. Hang on. What the hell's going on? That's Asuka. Asuka's points. Where Roman cut a promo. And then Bray. No, I did not give Bray points.
Fair enough.
Anyway, so as I was saying, Bray. Unless I gave Bray's points to somebody else by mistake. I don't think I did.
I don't know. I thought you gave him his points because I was actually trying to wait for you to give him his points before I said anything, but maybe I missed and you didn't give him points. Fair enough. Give me points.
I don't know. Hang on. Let's figure this out.
Because obviously you said Roman cut the promo, and that's the last thing you have before this, and Bray's points didn't change. So obviously you didn't give him his points.
Right, because Bray would get 8 for being in the match, and then over here he had 5. It's 13 points. Right, which was here. It's 13 points, and then which put him up to 170 is where he's supposed to be. Okay.
Fair.
Woken Matt Hardy is going to get 30 for winning a match. He's going to get 8 for being in the match, is 38. And he's going to get a combination of 10 move points. It's 48 points to Woken Matt Hardy.
Also, I seem to remember Matt Hardy having a larger moveset than this. Because literally, he went for the Twist of Fate like 8 times during the match. I'm like, come on, you have more than the Twist of Fate, dude.
Well, he had quite a few.
I know you don't do the leg drop anymore, but come on, dude.
Oh, he had quite a number of moves. He hit the side effect. He hit the slam brace face into the turnbuckle repeatedly move. He hit a bunch of moves. I thought he had 10 move points. He had 2 reversals and then 4 actual moves. Yeah, he had the side effect, he had a flying elbow, and he hit the slam the face into the turnbuckle thing, and then the Twist of Fate to end the match.
Yeah, he does the elbow instead of the leg drop. Which I have to say, I'll admit, I kind of marked the hell out when he did that move. Because I don't know if you noticed it, but because he went up and pointed up, right? And the crowd was like, yeah, go up. And he went up, and when he went up, you can see my camera, right?
Hang on. Now I can.
Because, like you said, he went up top, and he did this. He went, oh! And I was like, oh, shit, he did the Hardy Boys taunt. What the hell? And then I thought he was going to leg drop him, like, across the back, but no, he did the elbow. I'm like, that's fine. But still, the fact that he just threw up the guns, I was like, oh, shit. Because he doesn't do that anymore. especially since he's like woken, man. He doesn't throw out the guns, but just randomly in the middle of the match, he just goes, oh, and I'm just like, yes.
House Hardy. Anyway.
Indeed.
So that happened. So we got those points out of the way. Moving along.
Yep.
Rolling through the event. Following this match, we had a contract signing. Kurt Angle came out to the ring, followed by Triple H and Stephanie McMahon, and they welcomed their newest signing since Kurt Angle, their biggest signing since Kurt Angle, Ronda Rousey, who goes out to the ring, introduces, there's some handshaking. Ronda talks about being glad to be here, gets an okay reaction from the crowd. Triple H presents her with the contract, reminding her she declined any sort of perks, except for an appearance at WrestleMania, and he emphasizes that she will in fact have a match at WrestleMania to be determined. It will not be a championship match, but it will be a match.
Yeah. And I will have to say right here, I slightly disagree with you.
Okay.
Because when we discussed this prior, you mentioned that you felt that Ronda's promo skills were lacking.
I still feel that way.
That she kind of sucked, and that's fine. And compared to some WWE superstars, yes, I will agree. She could use some work. She could, because she doesn't really cut promos, or didn't really cut promos in the UFC. So that's to be understood. However, after actually having seen the full segment and seeing and listening to her cut the promo, I kind of have to give her the benefit of the doubt a little bit, because it's obvious she was nervous, again, not having cut a promo really before and being in front of the WWE Universe, which is her dream. You could tell she was like super fucking nervous, and I think that kind of hampered her ability to cut the promo properly. And then you'll also notice about halfway through the promo, she got emotional, so she was trying to cut a promo through emotion, through like tears and stuff. And, that'll fuck with anybody's promo. When all of a sudden you just start crying, it's like, well, yeah, there goes your promo. It's gone to shit now. So I kind of have to give her the benefit of the doubt with just between nerves and emotion. I didn't feel her promo was terrible, but at the same time, I didn't feel it was like, say, John Cena levels or maybe even Roman Reigns levels. Like, he's gotten a lot by degrees better, but I didn't think it was bad. I thought it was average, and I thought it was, I'm like, okay, she's a fighter who doesn't normally cut promos and who hasn't cut promos throughout the entirety of her career. And for that, working through nerves, working through emotion, she didn't do a half bad job.
Yeah, the only problem you have to realize is that half bad doesn't cut it in the WWE. You want to be in the WWE, you've got to be up there in the upper echelons. Being decent on the microphone does not get you over and does not get you a career. Which is why I think Ronda would do better, at least for a little while, with a manager. I don't think she did it permanently, but if she had a manager for maybe the first 6 months she was here to give her time to build up the confidence, have her talk a little bit, but have the manager also getting her over, that would give her time to warm up to it.
Asuka and Shinsuke say what?
Asuka and Shinsuke... yeah, but the difference is Asuka and Shinsuke get over on their in-ring ability. If Ronda is able to do that, more power to her, but we'll have to wait and see how her WWE in-ring ability is.
Well, I would say she's a fighter, okay? She's a former UFC bantamweight champion, so that already comes with a modicum of in-ring skills, striking and submission skills. She's also happens to be an Olympic judo champion.
Okay.
So, yeah, her in-ring stuff, if you basically start her out with the skill set that she already has and have her build on that and just allow her to use what she already knows how to do, she's going to look amazing in that ring, provided you have someone who can actually take what she dishes out, which you do. You have several UFC people. You have several people who could probably take that stuff. You could put her in the ring with Asuka. She could take it. You have her partner and friend Shayna Baszler, have them work a program for a while and have Baszler kind of, work out Ronda's kinks and put her over. If anyone knows how to work with Ronda Rousey in a fight, it'd probably be Shayna Baszler.
Probably.
You have Absolution, fucking Sonya Deville. She was a UFC fighter. You could have her work a program with Ronda. They'd probably work well together.
That could work. Yeah, all those things like that. I think her in-ring ability will get her over, but there's still limited. Yeah, Shinsuke and Asuka pulled it off purely because they have a couple of catchphrases they can spout, and people don't expect them to cut promos because of their lack of language skills.
Yeah.
And there's a difference between, I generally don't speak English, but I guess better, I'll go to beat you at WrestleMania, versus, say, the opposite end of a spectrum that you could end up in that Ronda Rousey situation of, there are two possibilities you could end up with. Because the opposite end of that spectrum of, I'm really good in the ring and I look really impressive, but hindered by my promo ability, you're going to end up with, I think your name is Finley and you're a bastard.
I think that's less lack of promo ability and more his voice and his speech pattern was not conducive to promos. But again, I get your point. Like I said, I'm not saying she doesn't need to improve on promos.
And again, same exact boat, and technically almost a closer boat. I give you Exhibit B. I'm a mercenary car.
I knew you were going to go there.
That is why he has Paul Heyman, because Brock sounds ridiculous when he tries to cut a promo. If he's not being, I'm going to sit here very calmly and very seriously and talk about how I'm going to kill you. Like, that works for Brock, but any other kind of promo does not work for Brock.
Yeah, which is fair. And like I said, do I think she needs improvement? If she's not going to have a manager, yes, I think she needs improvement on promos, but I don't think her promo was as bad as you made it out to be. That was my point.
That's fair. Like I said, I just felt like I just felt like she was really, she felt like a celebrity guest star trying to keep up and not like a superstar, was my point.
Kind of. I could see that.
Anyway.
But then when she turned on her Ronda Rousey face, you're just like, okay, I don't care that you can't cut a promo. Fucking kill Steph right now.
Yeah. So anyway, Ronda asks Kurt if there's something he wants to say, because Kurt's like giving this look and like Triple H is telling him to shut up or whatever. And Kurt talks about how Triple H told him, 3 years, how they were embarrassed when she showed up at WrestleMania a few years ago. And it's like 3 years later, now we own the bitch. Triple H and Stephanie try to sweet talk Ronda, play damage control, but Kurt adds it. But Stephanie, didn't you say Ronda's such a has-been that even you could take her?
Well, actually, Kurt tries to usher, or Triple H tries to usher Kurt out after saying, look, Ronda, he just got out of the hospital after having a bout with the flu. He's still kind of delusional and still kind of suffering from that, and he's kind of sick. So I'm gonna just get him out of here and have the the trainers look over and get him some medical help. So go ahead and talk things over with Steph and sign the thing. Let me get Kurt out of here, and pulls him out the ring. And as they're walking up the ramp, Kurt stops, turns around, and goes, "Now, before I go, Steph, weren't you telling me just a moment ago in your office that Ronda Rousey is such a has-been that even you could take her?" And I love Steph's reactions during the whole thing, where her jaw just drops and the color drains from her face, and she's like, "Oh, shit."
Yeah. So she tries to tell Ronda she didn't say anything, but Ronda gets in her face, backs her to the ropes. Triple H runs back to the ring and gets in them and stares down Ronda. He walks Stephanie out of the ring, then walks back over to Ronda, who proceeds to belly-to-belly suplex him through a table.
She tries to belly-to-belly suplex him through a table and very nearly misses the entire table.
Yeah, well.
So, yeah, Ronda Rousey doesn't know her own strength.
Well, no. You realize, though, all due respect to Ronda Rousey, there's no way she picked up, an almost 300-pound man on her own. Triple H jumped to help her, and he jumped too far. That's on him.
There's that, too. It's a little bit on both, but yeah. Because, yeah, you could say that. But the other thing, too, is you could argue it was as much her fault as his, because a lot of that is also positioning. And you could say she was too close to the table when she initiated the move.
Yeah.
And there's nothing Triple H could do to mitigate the fact that she was standing right next to the damn table.
Well, anyway, Triple H goes through a table, and Stephanie gets very pissed off at this and jumps back in the ring and gets up in Ronda Rousey's face and then slaps her across the face.
And then the greatest chant ever. I don't know if you heard it.
I don't recall it.
Steph slaps her across the face. She stands there for a minute with her head turned. And then she pulls her hair out of her eyes and turns around and faces Steph, and you just see that bantamweight champion look. Just that, now I'm going to fucking kill you because, yeah, you done fucked up. And the crowd just could start chanting, "You fucked up! You fucked up! You fucked up!"
I do regularly recall that chant now that you bring it up.
That was hilarious. I was like, yeah, you kind of fucked up. And then Steph got the hell out of Dodge.
Yeah, so Stephanie got the hell out of Dodge before anything else could go wrong, pulling her husband from the ring in the process.
No, she didn't. She just left him there on the on
Oh,
the
that's
table.
right. Oh, that's right. Because Ronda then picks up the contract from under Triple H's limp body and signs it and then throws it on top of him.
And leaves.
And leaves.
And then, and this just goes to show just how fucking awesome Triple H is. And the fact that no one but him has the balls to go old school.
Uh-huh.
Because when Steph picks up, like sits him up and stuff, and he's like, oh, what the hell happened? And kind of sits up. I don't know if you noticed this, but there was blood coming out of his mouth.
I did not notice that.
My guess is after Ronda put him through the table, he shoved the blood pack in his mouth.
Probably.
Because when he sat up, there's blood coming out of the corner of his mouth. I was like, oh shit, he went Attitude Era with this. Whoa.
Yeah.
Like, nobody else does that, but it's Triple H, and he does that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, yeah, that's why Triple H is awesome. I also love Triple H got a chant. I thought that was cool. Triple H, Triple H.
He did.
So the crowd obviously loves him.
Although you can't say that nobody does that because what was it, about 2 months ago that a 75-year-old man did a pre-match blade job so he could get headbutted and busted open?
Yeah, but he invented that. There's a difference.
No, I'm pretty sure Ric Flair invented that.
No, I'm pretty sure he invented that for Ric Flair.
Ew.
Unless you're saying Ric Flair did that in NWA.
I don't know. I don't know what NWA allowed. He may have invented it for Ric Flair. I don't know.
Because you have to remember, Flair was in the WWE before the WCW.
This is true.
So unless it was in his really early days in like the NWA that he did that, then I would say no, Vince probably invented that for Rick. Also, who the hell is going to tell the boss no?
This is true.
Aside from the insurance companies, who I'm pretty sure are probably on his payroll anyway.
Yeah. And the correct answer is Stone Cold Steve Austin. Because that was like his job.
True.
Also DX.
Well, yeah, but that's only because their leader was boning his daughter. And is still boning his daughter.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah.
So, that all happened. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to give...
promos to everybody.
Yeah, I already gave a promo to Stephanie earlier. I already threw it up there. So we're going to give a promo to Triple H. I'm going to give a promo to Kurt. Kurt. Where the hell is he? Oh.
You suck. You suck.
And then we're going to give a promo and an assault to Ronda Rousey.
Yes.
That'd be 9 points, so that'd be 10, 14.
And give that move point to Steph for the bitch slap.
Yes.
Does Triple H get an OMG point for the blood pack?
No. Good try, though.
Mm.
Being old school is not an OMG.
Mm. But it's
Sorry.
blood.
No, I don't care if it's blood.
Mm.
No. We're not doing that.
Did you give Ronda an OMG for the through the table?
Should I?
She put a man through a table.
All right, fine.
You have to admit it was impressive.
It was. All right, 19 for her then. All right, moving along. So next up, we move towards our main event.
Yeah.
Which leads us to open the match by asking one simple question. Would you like to ask it?
Who wants to walk with Elias?
Indeed. An interesting point is that I saw some people criticizing the fact that this match opened with an Elias song, feeling that it hurt the overall mystique and danger of the match.
Lance Storm agrees.
That's right. You told me Lance Storm said it. That's right.
I have to say I don't 100% agree with Mr. Storm. I semi-agree. The match was kind of boring. It was boring enough that it put me to sleep, literally. I literally fell asleep in the middle of the match. But
good job. Way to go.
But overall, I didn't think the match was terrible, but I kind of...
I fell asleep during Matt and Bray's match.
Fair enough. It's weird because I understand where Lance is coming from and the people who agree with him and who like have the similar complaints. But at the same time, this isn't like the Attitude Era or the Ruthless Aggression Era. And I don't think it would fit the characters and the gimmicks of the characters involved in the match to go all Lance Storm and be serious for a moment.
Okay.
Like, I don't know, part of me thinks it would have been weird to not start with an Elias concert, because that's kind of his thing.
Mm.
And he's going to be the last man coming out, which means the majority of this match, he ain't doing shit. So he needs to do something.
Which is fine, but the thing is, I guess that's true. He gave us interestingly, and I don't know if it would have hurt to see that's what you could have done if you want to make that interesting. And you could say this might have hurt it more. I don't know. What you should have done is you could have put Elias' stool in his pod and had him performing songs while the match was going on.
That would have been hilarious. I'm actually surprised, because the other thing too is they used this as the introduction for Braun Strowman coming out, which I thought worked very well.
They did.
I'm surprised Braun Strowman didn't just turn around, walk to the stool, and break the guitar.
Yeah, well.
But yeah, because I can understand why they did what they did. Like, Lance Storm also mentioned when The Miz came out, because he was one of the first people to start, so everyone was in their pods. He started walking around to each of the pods and kind of like smirked at them and stuff like that, which I thought was hilarious when he got to Strowman, and Strowman was like, bam, against the pod, and Miz was like, oh shit. But Lance Storm remarked that that felt weird because this is the Elimination Chamber. Miz should be shitting his pants and being serious about it because this is like a serious match, as opposed to going around smiling. But the more I thought about it, and then when I watched that part of the match, the more I realized Lance Storm is wrong. That wouldn't have fit. Because if you think about it, The Miz is, if nothing else, vain and cocky. He's full of himself.
He is. It's true.
And so it's totally within his character to be walking around looking at the people in the pod and being like, yeah, I'm going to whoop your ass. I'm going to whoop your ass. I'm going to whoop your ass. And there's nothing you can do about it. So to have him go around just smirk everyone being like, yeah, I'm the shit. What's up? That's totally within his character.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it would have fit his character to come out and be completely emotionless and be like, time to go to work. Miz is never about, it's time to go to work. Miz is, I want to do as little work as possible. That's his entire character.
That's true.
So to not have him be all cocky and arrogant and stuff and smirk at everybody and get in everyone's face and try to play some mind games, that would have been totally out of character for the Miz. So I think the beginning of the match, having the people get in the men get in the pods and have them go around, look at each other and stuff like that, I felt that worked for the era and for the characters involved in the match. But I don't know, what do you think about that?
No, I agree. What The Miz did was exactly within character and what he should have done.
Yeah.
But yes, so everybody comes out one by one. We load up the pods. And opening because this is the first ever 7-man Elimination Chamber. Miz, Rollins, and Balor are starting the match while the other 4 men are in the pods. And we kick things off. And all 3 men start going at each other, throwing moves at each other. And now Rollins ends up taking control for a little while until John Cena comes out. He's the first pod to open. And Cena and Rollins come face to face. They talk some trash. Rollins slaps Cena in the face.
I'd also like to point out, did Lance Storm and the rest of us see the same match?
I don't know.
Because he talks about, like I said, people, the superstars and stuff, like not taking the match seriously or whatever. Every person who comes out of a pod, with the exception of Elias, who's a little chicken shit, when they come out, they are deadly serious. They don't come running out of the pod. They don't come going after someone. They walk out, survey the area, and just look around with just the stoic face of, okay, now whose ass am I going to beat first? Even Cena, when Cena walked out, he was like stalking. I was like, wow, I've never seen Cena like that. Like just completely dead set on ruining someone's day. I was like, wow. So yeah, they were all taking it seriously.
Fair enough.
But yes, continue with the recap.
Indeed. So Cena and Rollins go at it. Cena drops Miz and Rollins and hits them with a double five knuckle shuffle, which as with every other time he does it, looks incredibly stupid.
Yes.
Oh, look at me. I can do a double fist drop like a moron. Idiot. Anyway.
Jerry Lawler says, I have you beat. I can do it from the top rope.
Yeah, exactly. So Rollins and Miz start fighting on one side of the ring, and Cena and Balor start fighting on the other side of the ring. And they start fighting in opposing corners for a while. A double superplex ends up occurring as Cena plexes Balor in one corner and Rollins on Miz in the other, before Roman Reigns makes his entrance and begins dropping everybody with right hands.
Which was incredibly stupid, but okay.
Yeah, well, it's Roman Reigns.
Tell me that didn't look incredibly dumb. That all he was just turning around and punching someone waiting. Like, really, dude? Come on.
Well, in all fairness, it's technically not even a punch. If you ever looked at it, it's actually an upward palm strike.
Yeah, it's the Kane uppercut.
No, it's not. Different move. Kane's is a throat thrust. This is a palm strike. Because Kane is literally, I'm going to throw my hand that's going to hit you in the throat. Roman's is, I'm going to throw my palm and hit you onto the jaw.
So it's like an upward slap.
Kind of. It's like an upward bam. Like I'm going to, hang on. Hang on. We'll go back to that in a sec. Yeah, basically, Kane's maneuver is I'm going to throw my hand and I'm going to kind of go like this and hit you right in the throat like that. I'm going to throat you. Roman's is I'm going to palm strike and I'm going to hit you like this right in the jaw. That's the difference. It's a slightly different hand position and where it's striking the body.
Fair enough.
As I understand it, anyway.
Fair.
Let's see, where the hell? Rescreen share the score sheet. Present. Okay. Anywho.
Yes.
So double superplexes occur, and then Roman starts punching everybody in the face. Miz then drops Rollins and takes Cena down again, and then takes Roman down and knocks Balor down. And Miz proceeds to then, with four men around him, proceeds to point at each of the four men and then proceeds to hit them all with the it kicks.
Actually, he starts pointing at them first and saying, who do you want me to kick? And like, it was funny because he would point to Reigns. Yes, yes, yes. He would point to Cena. Yes, yes, yes. He would point to Rollins. No, no, no. He would point to Balor. No, no, no. It was hilarious. It was brilliant. And kudos to The Miz for playing up the crowd. That right there is your seasoned veteran, ladies and gentlemen.
Yep.
And he ended up kicking them all anyway. Everyone went down except for Reigns. And so he's like, fuck it, I'm just going to kick you a lot.
Yeah. So now my question. Does managing a four-man it kick constitute an OMG?
I would say yes if Roman didn't dodge the last kick.
But the thing is, whenever Miz uses that move, the person he's kicking dodges the last kick. He's never connected with the last kick.
Fair.
Any match he's ever in, the last kick always either gets dodged or caught.
And that's why Daniel Bryan is better.
Yeah, well.
Yeah, we'll give it to him. Why not?
All right, I'll make a note of it when we get down to that part. Cool. All right. So anyway, after all this happens, Reigns ducks the one kick and then clotheslines Miz. Balor then throws Miz out of the ring. Reigns then hits a flying clothesline on Balor and then beats Balor up for a little while. Ends with a powerbomb, gets a 2, then attacks Cena, then powerbombs Miz, gets a 2 on that. He goes for some Superman punches, but is distracted by the entrance of Braun Strowman. Braun. Am I the only one who thought it would have been significantly more effective if they got everybody in here, set this match up, had the three guys in the middle of the ring, went bing, 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 and Braun just immediately smashed his pod and walked out and just started destroying people?
That would have been a far better match. And we're going to get to that because I'm going to get to the one big serious issue with this match and the point at which Lance Storm is undisputedly correct.
Okay, we'll get to that.
Because that would have solved the biggest problem with this match.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll get to that.
We will get to that. Anyway. So.
The whole reason why I fell fucked asleep.
Yeah, well, anyway. So, let's see here. So Strowman comes out and starts attacking everybody with punches and headbutts. Cena and Rollins try to double team him, but he met it as they attempt to hit him with a 2-man on 1-man suplex. Braun reverses and suplexes both of them simultaneously, which was impressive.
Mm-hmm.
And following this, the Miz starts trying to climb the cage wall to get away from Braun Strowman, but Braun Strowman runs faster than him and climbs the cage wall faster than him.
Which I missed that part. I fell asleep before that.
Yeah, Braun ran and jumped half out of the cage wall. I grabbed the Miz.
Damn.
It was insane.
Did it garner a holy shit chant?
Kind of. The commentators put it over like crazy. So anyway, he grabs the Miz and throws him back down throws him back down to the ring.
Do we want to give Strowman an OMG for feat of inhuman speed and dexterity?
No, Braun Strowman has more than enough points for this match.
Yeah, he does.
Anyway, so Braun Strowman proceeds to toss Miz off the cage onto all the other guys below who got up and got conveniently into position to catch him.
Yep.
So all the men go flying down onto the mat, and Strowman then proceeds to get in the ring and beat down on people with clubbing blows. He then gorilla press slams Rollins out of the ring onto the steel floor.
Ouch.
Resulting in him crashing into the cage wall. He then grabs the Miz and running power slams him and pins him for an elimination.
By the way, since we didn't mention it in the first match, can we talk about the ridiculously stupid idea to change the goddamn rules of the match for no reason?
Okay.
You don't remember we discussed this?
Not particularly.
The fact that you now have to pin them in the middle of the fucking ring.
Oh, yeah, that.
Fucking stupid. Whose bright idea was it to remove the ability to pin them outside the ring? That's half of what made this match fucking awesome, and they just removed it for no reason. Also, now your match doesn't match the video game. Good job.
Yep.
And if they change that in the video game, I'm going to be pissed.
Well, technically, I think you can. If you set custom match rules, you can set ring out off in a chamber match.
Fair. But the default rule set is the old default rule set.
I think so.
But yeah, whose fucking bright idea was it to change that? That was dumb.
I don't know.
That's half of what made this match boring, because they had to be in the ring. And I'm sorry, 6 people in the ring at once, good luck getting a fucking pin.
Yeah, well.
But anyway, continue.
Well, let's be fair. The default settings of the in-game Hell in a Cell match are pinned in the ring, and I've seen dudes pinned on top of cages before.
Really?
That's happened.
No, I don't recall that, but fair enough.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yes.
So, Braun Strowman eliminates The Miz, as I said. So we will give points to The Miz briefly. Take a moment here. So The Miz is, let's see, the base for this match is going to be 8 for being a pay-per-view match. 3 for being a specialty match is 11. And then 4 for being the main event is 15 at base. Sound good? Okay. Miz will get 15 points. He'll get 5 points for the 4-man kicks is 20. And 3 other moves is 23 points to The Miz. Puts him at 250 even.
Fair.
All right. So, following this, Elias is the next entrant, and
the final entrant.
The final entrant, which, by the way, leading up to this, why was Elias's pod lighting up on all the other instances of somebody coming out when we knew he wasn't?
Right. Oh, speaking of which, full credit to Elias. He's fucking awesome, but this just made him even more awesome. When the other pods were being lit up and stuff, and then it showed who was the next person in, did you happen to notice Elias? Because they showed his pod every time. Did you notice what he did?
No.
He would point to them, knowing full well he's the last guy in, so he knew it wasn't going to be him. So like when Strowman, he was like, and Strowman. It was amazing. I was like, yes, Elias is the man.
Fair enough.
He was having way too much fun with the knowledge that he was the last man in, so he was just fucking with everyone when the shit was going on.
Fair enough.
Like, and Cena! And Roman!
Yeah.
Yeah, Elias is awesome.
All right. Anyway, so Elias, his pod opens, but he realizes that Braun is destroying things in the ring, and this is not a good time to exit the pod. So he proceeds to pull the door closed again and just stay in there.
Probably better. For the better.
Indeed. Meanwhile, while this is happening, the remaining other four men of Reigns, Rollins, Balor, and Cena proceed to gang up on Braun Strowman, having made the realization that they're not going to stand a chance against him, any of them one-on-one, so they need to eliminate him as a team.
Which is an outright lie, because Roman Reigns obviously beat him one-on-one.
Spoilers!
We know Roman was going to win this. He was the only one that was ever going to win this. You know this.
I guess.
Anyway. He shouldn't have, but yeah.
No. Anywho, the four members need to beat up Braun Strowman, and as they're all standing around Braun, who's been knocked down to one knee trying to figure out what the hell they're going to do, Rollins gets that look in his eye and looks at Roman. Were you awake for this part?
No. I should probably go back and see this part, but no, I was asleep.
So Rollins is standing here, and then Roman's to his left, and then Cena's to his right, and Balor's across the way. The fourth round, Rollins gets a look at his eye, and he looks at Roman and kind of does this point, and Roman's like, yeah, and he kind of looks at Cena like, I was like, hey, you with us on this? And they're like, yeah, okay, let's do that. So Cena goes around next to Roman on the other side, and Balor and Rollins proceed to grab Braun and hoist him onto Roman and Cena's shoulders. So Braun's left leg was on Roman's shoulder, his right leg was on Cena's shoulder. And they proceeded to four-man shield bomb Braun directly onto the mat.
So OMG all around.
Yeah, basically. I was going to ask if everybody should get OMG for that or not, but I guess they should.
Should everyone get a move point for that too?
No, only Seth and Reigns get a move point because it's their move.
Oh.
The other two don't regularly do a power bomb, so.
So basically, fuck me. Fair enough.
Yeah, fuck you.
Well, fuck you too.
Well, fuck you too. You have 1,000 more points than me. Go to hell. You don't need any more goddamn points. Anyway.
I do if I'm gonna stay anywhere near Tiff.
You're fine. You're within 100. It's fine. Remember, you have the entire Fastlane pay-per-view in 2 weeks.
Not the entire. She has the main event. She's in the main event, and she could possibly win it, dude.
She's not gonna win it.
Yeah, you never know.
You have AJ and Team Cammy. You have 3 out of the 5 dudes in that match. Sorry, 3 out of the 6 dudes they added.
Yeah, and one of the rumored SmackDown matches for WrestleMania is Cena versus Nakamura with Cena as the 17-time champ.
I have not heard that rumor.
Yeah. That's a possible match.
I'm pretty sure they won't do that because they know fans will riot when Shinsuke went. Because Shinsuke wouldn't go out of his way to name AJ Styles if that weren't going to be the match. They would not have had him do that if the title was going to be changed.
There's another rumored match that I actually kind of like to see, but we'll talk about that on Saturday.
Indeed. Anyway, so after the 4-man powerbomb, they keep Braun rolled up, and all 4 men jump out to pin him, but Braun powers out with authority, sending all 4 men careening across various parts of the ring.
Fair.
So following this maneuver, John Cena gets up first and grabs Braun Strowman and hits him with an AA, but only scores a 2 count.
He actually lifted Strowman up?
He did. He lifted Strowman up. He struggled for a moment, but he lifted him up and hit him with an AA.
Okay, then.
Got a 2 count off of this. As Braun was getting up, Roman hit him with a spear. Got a 2 count. As Braun was attempting to get up from the spear, he ate a curb stomp. And after eating the curb stomp, he rolled. Braun smartly, ring veteranism, rolled out of the ring. But while laying outside on the floor, ate a coup de grace. But being outside the ring, they could not pin him.
No one thought to roll him back in the ring?
Apparently not.
Idiots.
So after this happened, Cena turns around and hit Reigns with an AA.
Yay.
Then Rollins super kicked Cena.
Yay.
Then Balor and Rollins both tried to crossbody each other and collided in midair.
Boo.
And then everybody was on the mat. So this is the point at which Elias opens his pod and immediately jumps in the ring and starts trying to pin people.
Of course.
But he is successful in pinning nobody.
Of course.
He picked up one of the guys at the ring and hit him with the electric chair power bomb.
Okay.
But did not get a successful pinfall off that. I think it was Reigns he hit it on. Not positive. But while distracted doing all this, Braun Strowman has gotten up and re-entered the ring. And Elias turns right into him and to his credit, starts attacking him. He gets Braun in the corner and goes down and attempts to pick Braun up in the electric chair position for the powerbomb, but cannot lift him.
Idiot.
And he seems to hurt himself in the process, and then he just gets power slammed and eliminated.
Ding.
Ding indeed. So that would be Elias, who is going to get the base 15 and one move for the one successful powerbomb that he hit. So 16 points to Elias.
So what, he's just stopped using the crossroads altogether?
No, that's his. The powerbomb is his signature. The crossroads is a finisher.
Oh.
Why he was going for the powerbomb and not the crossroads, I don't know. But
yeah, especially on Strowman. Dude, come on.
Unfortunately, WWE hasn't invented weight detection moves for actual superstars yet.
His weight detection move should be the crossroads.
You would think. In all fairness, the Challenger Powerbomb was his original finisher before he came to WWE, back when he was Logan Shulo, was the Halo Bomb.
That's fine, but you're not picking up Braun Strowman.
Apparently not. We probably figured, well, John Cena picked him up. I can do it too.
But you're not John Cena. You don't regularly bench like 500 pounds a day.
Anyway.
John Cena is like grotesquely strong.
He is. So that will be 19 and 6 is 225 for Elias.
I mean,
all right.
This is the man that did a double AA and one of them was with the Big Show. That's a strong dude. When you AA two people at the same time and one of them is the Big Show.
Well, in all fairness, he didn't AA two people. He picked up two and then Edge immediately slid off.
Yeah.
Anyway. So Elias gets eliminated. Everyone then starts to try to take Braun Strowman out, but he then drops them all one by one. John Cena attempts a flying crossbody for some reason.
Because it's John Cena.
Yeah, well, he gets caught and power slammed and eliminated.
Yay.
So that's John Cena, who will get the base 15 and 5 moves. Actually, hang on a minute. I lie.
5 moves of doom?
Yeah, the 5 moves of doom is 20 points, plus he's going to get 5 for the OMG powerbomb. So that's going to be 25 points to John Cena.
And his name is John Cena.
All right, so that's 254 points and a one-way trip to SmackDown for John Cena.
Pretty much. You've been demoted, John.
Kind of. I don't know. He went from a number one contenders match to an actual championship match.
True.
Anyway. So he is eliminated. Next, Rollins and Balor take down Strowman, and Balor boots Reigns in the head, kicks Rollins in the head, hits a sling blade on Reigns, a running dropkick on Reigns in the corner, and then a coup de grace on Reigns. But as Balor is getting up from that, Strowman picks him up and hits him with a power slam and eliminates him.
Boo, fuck you, Strowman.
So Finn Balor, the base 15 and 8 move points is 23, plus the 5 for the powerbomb is 28 points to Finn Balor. All right. Excuse me. So 30, that's 43, 53, and 8 is 361. All right. That brings it down to.
And now we come to the point of the match where WWE Creative got super fucking lazy.
Now we're down to Strowman, Rollins, and Reigns.
Yes, if you really want to know what happens, go back and watch the women's match. It's the exact same fucking ending.
Kind of.
Pretty much. We have three people, two of them best friends or former best friends. They turn on each other. The third person takes advantage. 1, 2, 3. Except, of course, Reigns wins this. But still, he still takes advantage of Rollins. 1, 2, 3.
Yes. Well, Rollins and Reigns gang about Strowman and drop him onto the chamber floor. Rollins then turns on Reigns and throws him into the cage wall. He throws Reigns into the ring and then hits a springboard clothesline. Goes for a curb stomp, but Reigns dodges it and hits a Superman punch. They get up and Rollins comes right back with a powerbomb into the turnbuckle. Reigns then comes right back with another Superman punch off the momentum out of the corner from the buckle bomb. Strowman then gets back in and drops Reigns and then chases Rollins up a cage wall. Reigns runs up behind and hits a Samoan drop on Strowman onto the chamber floor off the cage wall.
I'm still surprised WWE even lets Seth Rollins do the buckle bomb after he very nearly draws Sting with it.
Yeah.
I would have thought they would have banned that from Rollins' moveset. Like, no, we're not going to let you draws anybody. You're done. But apparently they're okay with him drawsing their golden boy.
Not to mention the fact that the buckle bomb maneuver performed on the outside barricade is what cost Finn Balor his first ever Universal Championship.
Yes, so in the hands of the guy who regularly fucks it up, let's have him do it to the guy we're going to put the belt on. Yes, that's the smart maneuver, Vince. You're lucky he didn't put Reigns on the shelf permanently. Idiots. Like, I could just see Finn Balor sitting backstage watching this and seeing him do that to Reigns and just Finn be like, really? Really? Really?
Yeah. And then Balor reaches a rushing finale. That'll teach you to steal my catchphrase.
But you have to admit, I was right.
Anyway. Also, accent dude. Come on.
Sorry. I don't know how to do an Irish accent.
Anyway. So, at this point, let's see. Reigns hits Strowman with a Samoan drop off the cage onto the chamber floor. Strowman rolls into the...
If you can call it a Samoan drop, it was barely a Samoan drop. He's no John Cena. He's not that strong.
Fair enough. So, meanwhile, Braun rolls in the ring, and Rollins proceeds to hit him with a frog splash off the top of a pod. But it still only scores a 2 count. Rollins and Reigns then try to double team Strowman again now, but he drops them both and then hits a running drop kick on Reigns. Rollins then hits Strowman with 2 super kicks and then tries for a curb stomp, but the curb stomp is blocked. And Strowman hits Rollins with a running power slam for an elimination.
Also, am I the only one who thinks Seth Rollins needs to train Sasha Banks?
Yeah.
Because Sasha Banks tried to do a frog splash during their match. It was more the money shot than a frog splash because she didn't move her arms and legs at all. She just kind of jumped. I'm like, that's not a and WWE, in their infinite wisdom, decided to slow-mo it so you could see in all its, really slow-mo glory, that's not a frog splash. It was literally like almost like the money shot. I'm like, no, that's not a frog splash. And you're supposed to be, doing this in tribute to Eddie Guerrero. Eddie Guerrero would be rolling in his grave if he could actually see you trying to do that shit. Whereas Seth Rollins actually did a frog splash.
Mm-hmm.
Because Seth Rollins knows how to fucking wrestle.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that disappointed me with Sasha Banks. I was like, that's not a frog splash.
Which is,
do a frog splash
which is hilarious when you think about it, because by comparison in their respective divisions, Sasha has like 3 times as many world titles as him.
Yeah. But who has more competition?
This is true. Anywho, so Reigns gets eliminated. So let's go ahead and give Reigns some points. Let's give Rollins some points, rather.
Yep.
Seth freaking Rollins.
Welcome to Monday Night Rollins.
Yes. T-shirt available now.
I should get you that shirt.
Yeah. Anyway, 15 plus 9 for Rollins is going to be 24 plus the 5 for the powerbomb maneuver is going to be 29 points to Seth Rollins.
Fair.
Is let's see, 95 is 405 and 9 is 414 rather. 414. Yes. All right. That leaves us down to Reigns and Strowman. Reigns begins hitting Strowman with right hands. Strowman comes back with a shot of his own and then throws Reigns into a cage wall. He looks for a power slam, but Reigns escapes and drops Strowman neck first on the top rope. He then hits a flying clothesline into a cage wall. Strowman charges, but Reigns moves, and Strowman puts himself through a pod.
Yep.
Because momentum. Reigns then hits Strowman with a Superman punch, and Strowman falls into the ring. He then hits another Superman punch. He goes for a spear, but it gets blocked. He then hits another Superman punch, then hits a spear, then hits him with another spear as he gets back up, and Roman Reigns scores the victory at the #1 contendership.
Fuck you, Roman.
Clap, 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 clap.
All right, you want to run through the post-match stuff so I can start doing the review?
Reigns is slow to get to his feet after the match. We see the graphic of Brock versus Reigns for the championship. But before Reigns could leave, Strowman is back on his feet and proceeds to pick Reigns up and hit him with a running power slam, and then another running power slam, and then he slams Roman Reigns through a pod, leaving his limp body lying in the wreckage of a pod as we go off the air.
Well, two things with that ending bit. One, surprisingly, Roman Reigns got a reaction, and a positive reaction when he won the match. I was surprised at that. Didn't think the reaction would be that overwhelming. But people actually cheered for him. I'm like, really? Wow. But secondly, I don't think Braun was meant to do the second power slam. I think that was an ad lib by Braun. I don't know if you caught that, Jim. You're muted, by the way.
Caught what now?
I said I don't think Braun was meant to do the second power slam. I think that was an ad lib.
Probably.
Because I don't know if you noticed, but he did one power slam and got up, and the crowd started chanting, "One more time, one more time." And Braun just kind of looked up and started looking around at the crowd like, really, you want me to do it one more time? And he did the Batista thumbs up, thumbs down to them, indicating, you really want me to do that? They were like, one more time, one more time. He was like, okay, and did another power slam. So, yeah, Braun, the babyface, playing up the crowd, ladies and gentlemen.
Yep.
That was fucking brilliant. I'm like, wow, that's like a veteran maneuver of Braun to do, to play up the crowd like that.
Yeah, the thing is, Braun's been doing that for weeks on Raw. Every time he starts throwing out lots of power slams, he'll pause and he'll be like, do you want to do more? And he'll kind of look at the crowd like, you want to do more? Like, yeah, do more, do more. So that's like standard for Braun at this point. You should watch Raw once in a while.
Fair enough, because the way he reacted, it was almost like the chant kind of caught him off guard, and he was like, oh, you want me to do another one? Okay.
I mean, it's possible he wasn't scheduled to do a second one at that point, but decided to do it anyway, but who knows? Anyway. So, let me just go real quick there. So, Braun Strowman.
Braun is gonna kill you.
Pretty much. So, Braun Strowman is going to get the base 15.
And gets way too many points.
He's going to get 15 elimination points is 30. He's going to get 16 moves is 46.
Who has Braun Strowman?
Tiff.
God damn it, she got every elimination point for that match. What the fuck?
So that's 46. 5 for slamming Roman through a pod, OMG, is 51.
Does he get an OMG for putting himself through a pod? Nah, he has enough points.
Yeah. So anyway, as I was saying, now that I lost freaking track, I believe it was 51 points for Braun Strowman.
Mm-hmm.
One, let's see, that would become 61, and 8 is 369. And last but not least, Roman Reigns is going to get himself 30 points for winning a matchup. He is going to get himself, let's see, 10 for winning a specialty match is 40. He's going to get the base 15 is 55. He's going to get another 5 for actually winning the main event is 60. And 20 move points is 80 points to Roman Reigns.
Did you give him the elimination point?
Right, that's 83 and 5 for the 4-man powerbomb, by the way, is 88 points to Roman Reigns. Thank you.
Fair enough.
That's 88 puts Roman Reigns at 426.
God damn. Did you give him the 1 point for the bomb?
Yeah, that was included in the moves earlier.
All right. So, this match. Okay, so the point where Lance Storm is correct.
Oh.
The way that, yeah.
Braun gets post-match assault.
Yes, he does. Are you done with the scoring now?
You may go.
So the point where Lance Storm is correct. The way this match was booked, Roman should not have won the match. Because they booked this for Braun to get all the eliminations, to dominate literally everybody, to do the history-making thing. And number one, part of the reason he was able to do that is because they overbooked the goddamn match. And secondly, because of how they booked it, and the fact that they booked it that way, as Lance Storm pointed out, Braun should have won the match. They never should have booked Reigns to win this match if they were going to book Braun this way. Because the moment that Braun started eliminating everybody, Lance Storm was like, oh, I guess Vince decided to change his mind and Braun's going to win this match. And Roman won anyway, and Lance Storm was like, the fuck? Which I kind of agree. And this goes back to why Lance thought the match was dull. And to a degree, it was dull. And the reason it was dull was because they booked it for Braun to actually eliminate everybody. Because if you watch the first third to half of the match, up until Braun comes out, literally everybody in that match was basically marking time and having to basically not do anything for a half a fucking hour or 45 minutes until Braun came out. They would wrestle, sure, but they had to make sure they could last long enough for Braun to come out so they could all wrestle Braun and Braun could eliminate them one by one. So, because there was literally no eliminations until Braun came out, the match was fucking dull. Whereas if you go watch the women's match, there was eliminations left, right, and center. They didn't wait for a specific person to come out. There was eliminations. Like Mandy Rose, who was the first person to come in, was the first person to be eliminated. It's wait, what? But she just came in. Whereas in the men's match, it's nope, we have to wait for Braun to get in. It's fucking really? And that's why the match was dull, because it was booked so poorly. Because Braun, being one of the aforementioned protected superstars, he had to look strong, but Roman Reigns had to win. Well, he didn't have to win, but that's who they wanted to win. That's who Vince wanted to win, was Roman Reigns. Because of that, they weren't going to get away with actually having a well-booked match. Now, that's not to say they wrestled poorly, not at all. They all did a great job. There was good spots. There were great moments. But goddamn was it dull, because the pacing was fucking terrible. Because they had to wait for Braun to come out. And it's fuck. It's that goes back to the point I made about when you mentioned they should have just had Braun just break out of the fucking pod and start wrecking people. That's why I said, yes, that would have solved almost every problem with this match. If you start out with Braun just breaking out and having it 4 people starting, just have him start eliminating off the bat, that quickens the pace of the match and makes it not as dull, because you're going to have eliminations right off the bat. You're going to have the 3 of them trying to beat up Braun, and he's going to be beating up people, and you don't have the pacing issue of Braun being the second to last man out of the pod, and basically every fucking superstar in the match having to basically wait for him to come out before any real action starts. And that's a huge problem with the match, that the match doesn't really begin until Braun comes out. And that's what Lance Storm says. He said that the match was super dull until Braun came out and started cleaning house. That's when the match got interesting. And I kind of have to agree with him, despite the fact that a large portion of that I fell asleep. But that's because the shit leading up to it put me the fuck to sleep, because nothing was happening.
A 4-man 8 kick is nothing?
I saw that. I was awake for that. But as soon as I realized, oh yeah, that's right, they have to mark time and kind of wait for Braun to come out. And you could tell that was the pacing of the match, and that's how the match was booked, because especially early on, the men in the match spent an inordinate amount of time dead on the mat, because they're like, well, hey, if we sell the fact that we just killed each other, we don't have to do anything, and we can just rest and wait for Braun to come out. I'm like, what? That's dull. No, do something. But they can't, because they don't have the stamina to go completely fucking all out and last long enough for Braun to fucking come out. That's the problem. And it's just like, oh my god, this was booked so bad.
I disagree.
How so?
I disagree for two reasons. Oh, there was the stamina way for Braun to come out. Finn Balor was in the Royal Rumble for 52 minutes, and Seth Rollins wrestled like an hour-and-a-half match on Raw.
Fair.
If you wanted to have Cena and Roman get knocked out and have them chillax because they're big muscular dudes with no stamina, fine. But you could have had Rollins and Balor beat each other up for 30 minutes, and that would have been fine.
Yeah, but then they would have had to get eliminated pretty damn quickly after Braun came in. But they were like the two of the last like 4 guys in the ring. So again, yeah, they lasted that long, but they still had to keep them fresh so that once Braun came in and started eliminating people, then they could go full out and just expend all their energy. If you had them go all out from the beginning, by the time Braun came in, they wouldn't have lasted till the end of the match like they did.
But you don't, because what you do is you have the 2 of them, and maybe a little bit with The Miz going in the beginning. That's why they were the first 3 in. You have them going for like 30 minutes, have them do some athletic shit, look really good. Then, have Cena and Roman come out and have them like knock each other out of the ring pretty quick and have them laying outside so that they're recuperating. So when Braun finally busts out of his pod, all the skinny, agile dudes, Braun can just kind of toss them all out of the ring, and they can all lay outside the ring and recuperate for 20 minutes, while Roman and Cena, who are effectively fresh, can jump in and play power game with Braun for 20 minutes.
True, but that still doesn't solve the problem of it's dull because there's literally no excitement. There's no threat of elimination when you realize, oh, they're waiting for Braun to come in so he can eliminate everyone.
But like I said, yeah, you knew that was part of it, but you weren't sure. You could have had Rollins and Balor hitting near falls on each other to keep it exciting.
You could, but the way they booked it was they're like, yeah, everyone chillax for half the match. That was basically the booking.
Yeah.
If you look at it, because at least a third to half the time they were in there, they were flat on their backs having killed each other. And I'm like, oh, this is dull. I could see why Lance Storm was like, this is dull. Like I said, it had its moments. It had the different spots that it was supposed to hit, and those were exciting spots. But overall, because of the booking and the pacing, it really was a dull fucking match until Braun Strowman came in. But even then, the fact that they booked Reigns to win after booking Braun to literally kill everybody was a huge mistake. And I have to agree with Lance Storm on that, where he was like, no, if you're going to book Braun Strowman like that, you need to have him win the match. It doesn't make sense for Roman to win the match at that point.
Fair enough.
Because having him win the match does nobody any favors. So it's just like, oh, this match was a mess. And I didn't think the match quality was as good as the women's match. I thought the women's match was a better match. It was better paced, told a better story, and was more original because they did the whole best friends turning on each other thing first. And that's the other thing too, that you knew that the main event match was not booked properly at all. And that was when you realized creative had no fucking originality and literally booked like the last 3 members of the men's match exactly the same way they booked the females. It's like, really, come on, be original here. This is your main event, and you're copying the opening match. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did not like this main event. It was fucking terrible and not booked well at all. The pacing was completely off.
Fair enough.
Which is too bad because it had some really good moments. But I know you liked the main event, didn't you?
It was a decent match. I enjoyed it. I did agree that, yeah, the beginning part it was a little bit slow, but I mean, they might be able to book it a little bit better, and I did think it was. I like the fact that all Braun's going nuts and beating everybody because I'd hoped that meant Roman wasn't going to win, and then when he did, I'm like, yeah, okay, that could have been better booked. That really didn't make sense that Roman could beat him on his own when 4 guys couldn't beat him. But it was still an entertaining match, regardless of some of the booking errors. There's a lot of great spots. There was a lot of great moves. It was still an incredibly entertaining main event.
Fair enough.
Indeed. So, with that, let us see where the scores are at. Throw on over here. Let me get this down here real quick. This is Elimination. There's an N in there somewhere. No, I'm going to abbreviate that because that's long. Let's see, what the hell was the date of that? That was 2/25. Okay. Let's see. White scroll all the way over, you piece of junk. Data. Refresh all. All right. Currently in the lead at 50-59 is the Blissful Riot of Justice. Followed about 150 points behind, give or take, by the Balor Club Worldwide. And still trailing way back in last by 1,000 points.
You didn't give my score.
I said 49.02.
No, you did. I didn't hear 49.02 before. I was waiting for you to say the score. And you didn't say the score.
I said about 150 points at 49.02 is the Balor Club Worldwide. Oh, and I'm trailing back at 37.41.
No. Okay, that's not as bad as I thought it was going to be, but yeah.
Yeah.
Actually got more points than I thought I was going to get. Holy crap.
You did. You got about 140 points.
Yeah. You and I got about the same amount of points, I think.
Thereabouts, yeah.
Actually, no, you got more points than I did. I got the least amount of points.
I got 240, actually.
Yeah. Yeah. I got the least amount of points. Fucking Tiff over there got like 400 points. Jesus Christ.
Yes, she did. Yes, she was. She had all the winners. How that goes. All right, let's go to the leaderboards. Check this shit out.
But you're right. I do have the majority of the SmackDown stuff.
You do. You figure, I mean, you're going to have AJ who's probably going to retain it. If not, you've got 2 members of Team Cameos. You have half that match. I have Dolph and she has Cena and Corbin.
Yeah, I have Charlotte. I have the Usos.
Yeah, exactly. You have most of the current champions, so there's a good chance a lot of them are going to retain, and you'll end up with a lot of points out of the SmackDown show.
The only one I don't have is Bobby Roode.
Yes, which is her. So, fair enough. So, still at the top, retaining first place by 1 point. Cedric Alexander. By 1 point. Coming in second at 426 is the big dog Roman Reigns, the new number 1 contender for the Universal title. Seth freaking Rollins coming in at 414, followed by the Monster Among Men Braun Strowman at 373. Finn Balor at 361, followed by the WWE Champion AJ Styles at 351, and the US Champ Bobby Roode at 316. The Empress of Tomorrow, Asuka, clocking in at 314, followed by one half of the Raw Tag Team Champions, Cesaro, at 292, and running at the top 10 is Sami Zayn at 279. Just 2 points ahead of the other half of the Raw Tag Champs, Sheamus. So there you go.
Hey, at least I get Shinsuke points this week.
Yep.
Finally did something. But we'll get to that on Saturday.
We will. So there you have the Elimination Chamber program.
Overall, not a terrible pay-per-view.
No, overall, not a bad pay-per-view. It worked. We will.
Even if it was strictly by the numbers, it was not terrible.
Yeah. So it worked for what it needed to do. It got Ronda Rousey involved. It set up contenders and champions for things. We're at where we're at, and we will see where we go. That's about all we can do. Final thoughts?
Aside from the main event, I like this pay-per-view. It was not terrible. I wish there were a little more twists and turns. I wish it wasn't so much by the book as it was, because it was literally by the book. But what they gave us worked. How about you?
Yeah. I can agree.
Fair enough. I also have to say, when Lance Storm says your match is dull, you have a problem.
Yeah. Accurate sentiment. All right. So.
And he works for your ass. What the hell, Vince?
No, he doesn't.
I thought he did. I thought he was like in the training center or whatever.
No, he runs his wrestling school in Canada.
He does that too. I thought he like worked for them on and off. Maybe not.
I don't believe so. I could be wrong.
Fair.
Yeah, let's find out. Lance Storm, Canadian professional wrestler. Let's see. After retiring from full-time wrestling, he began running a professional wrestling school, the Storm Wrestling Academy, in Calgary, Alberta, Canada.
Mm-hmm.
He also occasionally wrestles, last appearing managed by Missy Hyatt in 2016 at the 2016 WrestleCon, losing to Matt Hardy.
Okay, then.
So, and there you go there. So, no, he's just running his wrestling school. He is not currently affiliated with the WWE.
Fair enough. It's still a bad thing when he says that.
It is. It's true.
Alrighty. Well, that is our program.
Right. That is our program. We will see you next time, folks. Thank you for joining me, Jeff. Tiff, we look forward to seeing you on Saturday for the usual shenanigans.
Absolutely.
Yes!
Good night, everybody.